visit, climaxing on Friday, June 19th with the landmark commissioning of our engineering complex. Time 11 a.m. and the grand dinner and award night at Flemore Event Center, Edilekman Avenue, Uyo. Time is 5 p.m. prompt, featuring special guest of honor, His Excellency Pastor Umoina, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, President and Chairman in Council, NSE, Guest of honor, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubai Abubakar, current President, Keynote Speaker, Engineer Margaret Oguntala, FNSE, Immediate Past President, NSE, Host, Engineer Ezekiel, Chairman, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo Branch, Engineer Francis Uwa, Chairman, Central Planning Committee. For all correspondence, call 0806-255-7074, 0813-065-9534. Engineering Week with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo Branch. Smart minds building a smarter future. Look around you. Every road that connects us, every structure that shelters us, and every technology that empowers us began as a spark in the mind of an engineer. Engineering is the silent force shaping human civilization, but today the world is moving faster than ever and traditional methods are no longer enough. It's time to upgrade the future. The Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo Branch, proudly invites you to the 2026 Engineering Week with the theme Smart Engineering Using Artificial Intelligence Tools, happening from Saturday 13th to Friday 19th June 2026 at the NSE Secretariat, Samson Odoyong Avenue, Atana Fort, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Get ready for an action-packed week featuring a vibrant carnival float. On Saturday 13th June 2026, takeoff point, Dakada Secretariat, Udodoma Avenue, Uyo. Time 6:30 a.m. Novelty football match, 4 p.m. Visitation to Leprosy Hospital with gift items by NSE Spouses Forum and Thanksgiving service at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Abundance Mega Parish, 51 Edilekman Avenue, Uyo. On Sunday, 14th June 2026. Opening ceremony, conference and exhibition on Tuesday, 16th June 2026. Time 11 a.m. Tech exhibitions, media parley, industrial visits, climaxing on Friday, June 19th with the landmark commissioning of our engineering complex. Time 11 a.m. and the grand dinner and award night at Flemore Event Center, Edilekman Avenue, Uyo. Time is 5 p.m. prompt, featuring special guest of honor, His Excellency Pastor Umoina, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, President and Chairman in Council, NSE, Guest of honor, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubai Abubakar, current President, Keynote Speaker, Engineer Margaret Oguntala, FNSE, Immediate Past President, NSE, Host, Engineer Ezekiel, Chairman, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo Branch, Engineer Francis Uwa, Chairman, Central Planning Committee. For all correspondence, call 0806-255-7074, 0813-065-9534. Engineering Week with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo Branch. Smart minds building a smarter future. Look around you. Every road that connects us, every structure that shelters us, and every technology that empowers us began as a spark in the mind of an engineer. Engineering is the silent force shaping human civilization, but today the world is moving faster than ever and traditional methods are no longer enough. It's time to upgrade the future. The Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo Branch, proudly invites you to the 2026 Engineering Week with the theme Smart Engineering Using Artificial Intelligence Tools, happening from Saturday featuring a vibrant carnival float. On Saturday 13th June 2026, takeoff point, Dakada Secretariat, Udodoma Avenue, Uyo. Time 6:30 a.m. Novelty football match 4 p.m. Visitation to Leprosy Hospital with gift items by NSE Spouses Forum and Thanksgiving service at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Abundance Mega Parish, 51 Edekman Avenue, Uyo. On Sunday 14th June 2026, opening ceremony, conference and exhibition on Tuesday 16th June 2026. Time 11 a.m. Tech exhibitions, media parley, industrial visits, climaxing on Friday, June 19th with the landmark commissioning of our engineering complex. Time 11 a.m. and the grand dinner and award night at Flemore Events.
The procession is being led by the branch chairman, the 17th chairman of the Society of Engineers, Uyo branch engineer, MM Ezekiel, MNSC, M9 McE. On that procession, Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the opening ceremony of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Uyo branch. The engineering week of this branch commenced on Saturday with a road walk. But again, today is the official opening ceremony and of course exhibition and of course conference of this particular branch. It's no coincidence that we are gathered here for the first time in this brand new edifice. This is the first time that we're going to have a program on this topmost floor, and that's kudos to every engineer in Akwa Ibom State and the Friends of Engineers. So I want us to put our hands together for ourselves for being able to pull this through. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to crave your indulgence as we take the national anthem. All right, before we take the national anthem, I want to respectfully invite to his place the white seat beside the chairman of the occasion, Engineer Uwem Akpan, FNSC, PhD, the immediate past chairman of this branch. Please put your hands together for Engineer Uwem Akpan. That applause is for me. Please put your hands together for the chairman of this occasion as he comes forward to take his seat. All right, without much ado, we are going to go straight into the business. This is now time we're going to take the national anthem as we all rise. Shall we all rise for the national anthem? I will now respectfully invite Abasie Keme John Akpan, a student of the Federal Technical College Ukanafor, to come forward and lead us as we sing the national anthem. Please encourage her as she comes forward, please.
Thank you, sir. Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to save our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle, honor, and these we count as gain. And to children, a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
Thank you so very much. In that same vein, we're going to still be upstanding as we sing the Akwa Ibom State.
Let us rise, Akwa Ibom State, to the faith of greatness. Oh, Akwa Ibom, let our dreams be ever one. Rise beyond ethnicity, build with love our promised land. Forward ever, backward never, serve the land in unity and love.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're indeed excited to have you in our midst for this very important occasion. But before we commence, I will crave your indulgence to take some introductions and recognitions. In this facility, we've got the rare privilege of having some distinguished Akwa Ibomites, young men that have written their name in gold, have served this state And of course, we are so excited to have them grace our occasion this afternoon. In no particular order, permit me to recognize the presence of one of our own, a very distinguished engineer, the chairman of this branch, the man that has made it possible for us to converge in this edifice. I want you, with a big applause, to recognize Engineer Ezekiel, MNSE, the 17th chairman of this branch. Thank you so very much. Also, in that same vein, I want to also recognize the presence of the branch chairman of Eket branch, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Eket branch, the only female chairman in the Akwa Ibom State NSC family. I'm talking about Engineer Mrs. Edima Ekanem, FNSC. Okay, she just stepped out. Okay, she just stepped up, please. Also, we have in this facility another chairman of the branch that came to show solidarity. I'm talking about Engineer Professor Iyenenyi Johnson, the chairman, NSC Oron branch. Please put your hands together for him. Also on that long entourage, I have the rare privilege to recognize and show to us one of our own, Engineer Professor Idorian Maxon, immediate past head of department, electric mechanical department, University of Uyo. Please put your hands together for him. For those that don't know, we have got a very good relationship within the academia, those in the belt industry, those in the ministry, and of course, the outfield engineers. Little wonder why we have all of them here present. Also from the academia, we also want to recognize very specially one of our own, a shining light in the citadel of learning in the University of Uyo, Engineer Dr. Nse Okpura, MNSE, the head of department, Electrical Electronics Department. Please put your hands together for him. Sir, you're welcome. I can see the Assistant Director of the Ministry of Works, Engineer Mrs. Inemesa Ndon, MNSE. Ma, you're welcome. Please put your hands together for her. Sitting close to her is another very diligent engineer, a smart engineer at that. He's no other person than Engineer Solomon Amanabo, MNSE, the Chairman, Chartered Institute of Power Engineers, Uyo branch. Please put your hands together for him. Sir, you're welcome. We are so excited to have you in our midst. I can also see my brother and friend, the chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Civil Engineers, Uyo branch. He's no other person than Engineer Pastor Samuel Okata. Ladies and gentlemen, I will continue the recognitions as the list comes to me. Okay, I have another one here. We have another very distinguished visitor here, Mrs. Grace Hogan Udoma, Director, Agricultural Services, Ministry of Agriculture. She's the one representing the Commissioner of Agriculture, Dr. Mrs. Ofyong Ofo. Please, ma, wherever you are, can we just, please come forward. Please put your hands together for her. Mrs. Grace Hogan Udoma, Director, Agricultural Services, Ministry of Agriculture. So, Madam, you're welcome. Also, I have the privilege of having in this facility another very distinguished engineer, Engineer Dr. Otto Basi Ansa, Head of Civil Engineering Department, Federal University of Technology, Ikot Abasi. Please put your hands together for him, so you're welcome. We are very excited to have you in our presence. On the long roll of dignitaries to be recognized, I can also see, while I was introducing Engineer Dr. Otto Basi Ansa, one man that we don't play with him, we take him very seriously. The man, the reason why we are gathered here, there was a man that had to start it all from the beginning. The man that laid the foundation of this edifice that we are inside. A proud son of Nse Uyo, the 16th chairman, the 15th chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch, a fellow of the society, a politician, an engineer, a father. Some people will say, and this and that. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hand together as I recognize Engineer Ukeme Okbo, FNSC, former chairman of the branch, the man that laid the foundation of this facility. Without much ado, I want to go straight to the special introductions. I had to leave this one for the last. If you look further, you see that we have got two very handsome young men dressed properly, and these are men that have served this state. And in the Society of Engineers, we don't just call anybody to talk to us. We call people that have made a mark, people that are primed for excellence. So without much ado, I want to first and foremost introduce the son of the soil. It's no coincidence that our fourth son has been called upon to speak in a brand new facility located in the fourth line. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about Sir Charles Sebastian Uyo, Delivery Advisor to the Governor of Akwa Ibom State on Tourism and Managing Director, Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort. Please put your hands together for Sir Charles Sebastian Uyo, a proud son of the fourth line. If you do not know, immediate past Commissioner of Information and I think at the time Environment and Tourism, if I'm not wrong. So you're welcome. Also, in this edifice, I also have the pleasure of introducing to us another very distinguished Akwa Ibom son who has made us very proud. The Delivery Advisor on Transportation to the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Honorable Oman Essen. Please put your hands together for him. Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look around, you see that we have some students, very beautiful girls in the edifice. These girls came from their school to come and interface with the engineers. Because in the engineering family, we call ourselves engineers in the society. When we were in school, there was a course we had, engineering society. We are taught to solve problems in the society and also to mentor the next generation. That's why at the NSC level, we decided to send an invitation to the Federal Technical College, Okanafo. Please put your hands together for the students and the principal and the teachers of Federal Technical College, Okanafo. Please, can you just stand up and take a bow, please? Let's put our hands together for them. Please put your hands together for these students. You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, at this point in time, I want to respectfully invite for his welcome address the branch chairman of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch, the 17th chairman of this branch, Engineer Ezekiel, MNSC. Please put your hands together for the chairman as he comes forward for his address. Please put your hands together for the chairman.
Thank you. Thank you very much. With due respect to the President, Nigerian Society of Engineers, and Chairman in Council, who is also the Chairman of this occasion, ably represented by the immediate past Chairman of this branch, Engineer Dr. Uwem Akpan, FNSC. With due respect to our very distinguished guests that are here in the house, talking about our guest speakers, Engineer, for today, we'll make you an associate engineer. Welcome. Talking about Sir Charles Uyo, and of course, Honorable Oman Essen, who are here physically present. Thank you for honoring our invite. With due respect to our distinguished fellows that have come to grace the occasion, very beautiful colors. Our distinguished professors of engineering that are here in the house, EXCO members, invited guests, corporate and graduate members that are here. Please allow me to stand on the already established protocol by the MC. I'd like to present a speech at this opening ceremonies conference of the 2026 Engineering Week. It is with immense joy, profound gratitude, and a deep sense of responsibility that I warmly welcome you all to the opening ceremony, conference, and exhibition of the 2026 Engineering Week of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch. On behalf of the Executive Committee and the entire membership of our great branch, I sincerely thank you for honoring our invitation and identifying with the engineering profession. Today marks the official opening of our Engineering Week and the commencement of the conference and exhibition, which constitute the intellectual and professional centerpiece of this year's celebration. Engineering Week is not merely an annual event. It is an opportunity to reflect on the state of our profession, evaluate our contributions to society, and chart a course for the future of engineering and national development. Over the past 3 days, we have witnessed the richness, diversity, and social relevance of engineering practice. Our activities commenced on Saturday with a colorful carnival float through the streets of Uyo, taking engineering closer to the people and showcasing the critical role engineers play in societal transformation. Later that day, the NSC Machine FC engaged in a novelty football match with the Nigerian Bar Association, where we defeated them 6-0. And in fact, it was a revenge to a 3-0 win they gave us some years ago. On Sunday, we gathered in thanksgiving to Almighty God for his faithfulness and blessings upon our profession and our nation at the Redeemed Christian Church of God Mega Parish, Ederekpan Avenue, Uyo, in further demonstration of our commitment to humanity and corporate social responsibility. We accompanied the Spouses Forum of our branch as they visited the leprosy hospital in Ekbenobum, Etinan, where we shared love, hope, and support with the less privileged in our society. These activities underscore the fact that engineering extends beyond technical drawings and construction sites. Engineering is fundamentally about improving lives and serving humanity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this year's Engineering Week is smart engineering using artificial intelligence tools. This theme is timely, relevant, and visionary. We are living in an era characterized by rapid technological advancement and digital transformation. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, automation, big data analytics, cloud computation, and the Internet of Things are changing the way societies function and transforming industries across the globe. Artificial intelligence is no longer a technology for the future. It is already shaping our present reality across sectors such as healthcare, agriculture, manufacturing, energy, transportation, and urban planning. AI is revolutionizing processes, increasing efficiency, and creating new opportunities for innovation and growth. The engineering profession stands at the center of this transformation. As engineers, we must not merely adapt to change. We must lead it. We must embrace artificial intelligence as a powerful tool that enhances our capacity to solve complex problems, optimize resources, improve productivity, and deliver sustainable solutions for society. At the same time, we must ensure that these technologies are deployed responsibly, ethically, and inclusively so that their benefits reach every segment of the society. The future belongs to nations that effectively harness innovations and technology for development and competitiveness. Nigeria cannot afford to remain on the sideline of the fourth industrial revolution. Engineers must therefore rise to the challenge of leading technological advancement and shaping a future driven by knowledge, innovation, and sustainability. Today's event also marks the commencement of our conference and exhibition. This platform provides opportunity for scholars, researchers, policymakers, industry leaders, and engineering practitioners to exchange ideas, showcase innovations, and develop practical solutions to contemporary challenges. The technical session of this conference shall focus on 3 carefully selected sub-themes that address critical areas of national development. The first sub-theme, which is likely going to come as the last because of the excuse given by the presenter. The first sub-theme, Smart Agro-Infrastructure for Food Security and Sustainability, explores how artificial intelligence can transform agriculture through precision farming, smart irrigation system, drone technology, remote sensing, and predictive analytics. These technologies hold immense potential for improving agricultural products, reducing post-harvest losses, and strengthening food security. The second sub-theme, Enhancing Tourism Experience through AI and Digital Innovation, highlights the opportunities presented by intelligent digital platforms, smart destination management system, virtual experiences, and data-driven services in promoting tourism and economic growth. Given the rich tourism potential of Akwa Ibom State, engineering innovations has a crucial role to play in unlocking these opportunities. And then the third sub-theme, Traffic Management and Urban Mobility Optimization using AI. This addresses the growing challenges of urbanization, traffic congestion, and mobility through intelligent transport system, predictive traffic management, smart signaling technologies, and data-driven urban planning. Engineers can help create safer, more efficient, and sustainable cities. Alongside the conference, our exhibition provides a platform for organizations, innovators, researchers, and technology providers to showcase cutting-edge products and engineering solutions that are shaping the future. I encourage all participants to actively engage in the technical session and exhibition. The ideas generated here have the potential to influence policy, drive innovation, and contribute meaningfully to sustainable development in Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria as a whole. As part of activities aimed at demonstrating our commitment to smart engineering and the practical application of artificial intelligence and automation technology, the Nse Uyo branch is pleased to announce a strategic partnership with one of the foremost technology companies in Akwa Ibom State, Alpha One Technical Services, for the establishment of a smart automation laboratory. This laboratory is envisioned as a center for innovation, skills development, and hands-on training in industrial automation and control system. The facility will provide training and practical experience in Programmable Logic Control, PLC, Programming and Automation, thereby equipping engineers with the competence required for Industry 4.0 and the evolving digital economy. In furtherance of this initiative, the branch, in partnership with Alpha One Technical Services, shall organize a 3-month free training program for our young engineers and engineering graduates in key areas including PLC, Human Machine Interface, HMI, Variable Frequency Drive, VFD, Building Management System, BMS, and Heating, Ventilation, and Air Conditioning System, HVAC. This initiative underscores our commitment to capacity building, youth empowerment, and the development of a technologically competent workforce capable of competing in the global engineering landscape. We believe that investing in the next generation of engineers is essential to building a smarter, more innovative, and more prosperous Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, engineering remains one of the strongest pillars of nation development. Infrastructure, energy system, transportation network, communication facilities, healthcare delivery, water supply, and industrial growth all depends on sound engineering practice. As Nigeria pursues economic diversification, the sustainable development engineers must continue to provide innovative solutions to national challenge while upholding professionalism, competence, integrity, and ethical practice. As a branch, Nse Uyo remains committed to promoting engineering excellence, professional development, research, innovation, mentorship, and collaboration with government, industry, and academia. We shall continue to provide platforms that encourage innovations and support the responsible application of emerging technologies for societal benefit. I wish to sincerely appreciate the President and National Executive Committee of the Nigerian Society of Engineers for their leadership and support. We also deeply appreciate the government of Akwa Ibom State for its commitment to infrastructure development and support for the engineering profession. Our profound gratitude goes to our sponsors, partners, exhibitors, conference speakers, and members of the planning committee whose dedication and sacrifices have made this event possible. To every member of Nse Uyo branch, thank you for your commitment and service to our profession. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we commence this conference and exhibition, let us seize this opportunity to exchange knowledge, build partnerships, inspire innovations, and shape the future of engineering. Let us harness the power of artificial intelligence to build smarter infrastructure, smarter industries, smarter cities, and more prosperous Nigeria. Together, we can create sustainable solutions that improve lives and advance national development. It is therefore my singular honor and privilege to formally declare the 2026 Engineering Week Conference and Exhibition of the Nigerian Society of Engineers Uyo branch open. Thank you. God bless the Nigerian Society of Engineers. God bless Akwa Ibom State. And God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Another round of applause for the chairman of the Nse Uyo branch, Engineer Ezekiel. Please put your hands together for the chairman. He has taken time to highlight what we are going to take home at the end of this opening ceremony. And I'm very sure that at the end of this ceremony event, you will have so much to fall back to While the chairman was giving his opening address, we had the privilege of having some very distinguished engineers walk into this hall. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me the privilege to recognize Engineer Professor Nse Uyo, Fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, the Secretary, College of Fellows. You put your hands together for Engineer Nse Uyo. Also, we also have another distinguished fellow that also walked in, Engineer Emmanuel A. Kanem, Fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers. Please put your hands together for him. Where engineers gathered, wherever they gather, ideas, innovations will always be in abundance. And when engineers gather, you always be sure that will highlight problems, identify problems, and also prefer solutions to them. That's why we are here. Not just to sit together, but we are here to look at how to make transportation, tourism, power, how we can make it more efficient, more seamless, more affordable, and how we can make it more effective. So we are going to be hearing from very, very distinguished callers, people that have won that shoe, people that have faced these challenges head on, and have also contributed in their own way towards ensuring that these problems are solved. So I want to advise all of us to sit tight as we go through this journey together. But before we commence the technical sessions, I want to respectfully invite for the chairman of the occasion's address, the president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Rabiu Ali, FNSC, ably represented by Engineer Uwem Akpan, PhD, FNSC. Please put your hands together for the chairman as he comes forward for his opening address. That is not how to clap for the president of the society. Put your hands together for the society's president, please.
Thank you so much, the moderator. The branch chairman, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch, and other sister branches. I've seen the chairman of Oron and Eket, fellows of the society, most especially Engineer Emmanuel Ekandem. Please stand up, let everybody see you. That is the second chairman of Uyo branch. Please clap for him. That was the second chairman. Welcome, sir. Sir, we thank God that you are still around. We are tapping from your wealth of experience and knowledge. Distinguished speakers, I know very well that these speakers are very most highly respected in their different expression, especially that of tourism and transport that we have today. And the papers we are having today, I want to thank the branch for selecting these gurus. And I believe at the end of this section that the branch will integrate their knowledge into the community that will benefit the state. Thank you so much. Let me also appreciate the ESCO of the branch, members, student members, young engineers, other invited guests, student members, ladies and gentlemen. I want to sincerely, on behalf of Engineer Ali Rabiu, thank Uyo branch for putting this together. The theme of this year is very apt. You know, Nigeria is looking for solutions. Solutions not just to engineering problems, solutions to all the problems. Because if you check through life, life is engineering, true or false? Life is engineering. When we talk about health, we talk about engineering. We talk about education, we talk about engineering. We talk about construction, we talk about engineering. We talk about tourism, we talk about engineering. We talk about transport, we talk about engineering. So I want to say that engineering is a daily activity. Engineering finds expression in everywhere. That's why today, or this week, Uyo branch has chosen this week to celebrate Nigerian Society of Engineers, to celebrate themselves. To celebrate because, you know, all work without play makes what? So once in a while, you choose this day to celebrate yourself, your ingenuity, your contribution to the society. The president really appreciates this ingenuity from Uyo branch. And to add to this, the topic selected will help Akwa Ibom State. Because year before last, we were talking about the Arise agenda, where engineering is positioned. And with these two keynote speakers, they would dissect and they would let us know where engineering is positioned. And I want to tell you, especially on these two topics, transport, smart transportation, and smart tourism. Mr. Speaker, I'm not trying to delve into your duty, but I know that at the end of this discussion, Akwa Ibom State will benefit immensely from this paper presentation. Knowing very well that transportation is what tourists use in landing Akwa Ibom. Every tourist that is coming to Akwa Ibom comes through any means of transportation, either road, water, or air. And if you look critically, these three mediums of transportation is being made possible by engineers. So I want to tell you that you are at the right place. Feel free, relaxed, and exposed more so that we can collaborate and make Akwa Ibom better. Thank you so much, and God bless you. My duty was to declare the event open. But the branch chairman has declared it open, but thank God that he did not conclude it. He declared it open, but he did not put in the name of God the Father. So I'm here to complete it. On behalf of the President and Chairman in Council, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Ali Rabiu, FNSC, is the fellow of the Academy. I want to declare this event open in the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit.
Please put your hands together yet again for the President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, ably represented by Engineer Uyo. You can see that engineers also know God. They also fear God. I forgot to add that Engineer Uyo is also the 7th lay president of the Methodist Church, Ikorabasidas. Please put your hands together again for him. Before we commence the technical sessions, please allow me this privilege to recognize the people that have been brainstorming towards the welfare, the well-being, and the progress of this branch. The gentlemen and ladies that have been having meetings upon meetings, sacrificing for the progress and development of this, but particularly this building that you're seeing. Some people have been leaving this edifice, leaving these premises as late as 12 midnight, 11 p.m. In no particular order, I want to recognize the executive. Also, in this engineering family, policemen can also be engineers. And we are blessed to have a chief superintendent of police as the financial secretary. We deliberately put him there so that we know that our money is safe. Engineer CSP Akani Akpan PhD. Miami Obreno here. Akpan PhD. Miami Obreno here. Also, I think I will introduce other ESCO members when they come in. So without much ado, with the permission of the chairman, I want to, at this point in time, invite for his opening address, and of course to lay the rules, set the tone for the technical session, Engineer Professor Henry Johnson, MNSA, the chairman, NSC Oron branch. Put your hands together for him as he comes forward to direct the technical supply. Put your hands together for him. He is a professor of computer science, computer engineering in Akwa Ibom State University of University, Badenia. Please, while he comes forward, request DJ to give us some soft tune as he makes his way to the podium. DJ, please. Also, we also have an exhibition happening on the down floor. There's no way we're going to gather as engineers without showcasing what we have been able to come up with. There are several problems in society, and as engineers, our duty is to ensure that we find solutions to those problems. So while you're going down, maybe when you're going home, you just find time to just go into the halls and look at what we have there. We've got products, simulations by companies, and of course, the tertiary institutions in Akwa Ibom, say from University of Uyo to AXU to Akwa Poly, they've got some exciting innovations there that you also have to stop by and look at it. Please put your hands together for Professor Henry Johnson as he comes forward to lead us in this session.
The President, Nigerian Society of Engineers, and Chairman in Council, ably represented by Engineer Dr. Uyo. The Branch Chairman, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo Branch. Because of time, please, let me rest on already established protocol. The speech by the Branch Chairman actually have captured so many things I would have said. And because of time, I'm not going to give a long speech. You know, the theme for this year Engineering Week is smart engineering using artificial intelligence tools. So when you look at that theme, you see components, you see engineering there. We all know what engineering is all about. There's a creative application of science, mathematics, and empirical evidence to design, build, and optimize. Then when you talk about artificial intelligence, it's a branch of computer science dedicated to building computational systems to perform tasks that requires human intellect. So the smart comes in when we integrate artificial intelligence with traditional approach engineering. So that is why we have smart engineering. And although we also have Internet of Things, so we have Sir Charles Udo in charge of hospitality. We also have my brother, Honorable, you have to use transportation. So Honorable Omanesen is going to be our first speaker. So to carry us along on how we are going to integrate artificial intelligence tools in smart engineering with focus on transportation. So before we invite Honorable Oman Esen, let me invite other members of the technical crew to this side of the table. So it is my privilege to start with my fellow. So my fellow, please, Engineer Professor Udo should join us. To also join us is Engineer Professor Idoyen Maxson. and an associate professor, engineer Dr. Nse Uyo. Please join us, please. So with the mandate of the branch chairman, approved by the president and chairman in council, let me respectfully invite Honorable Oman Essen to come and lead us through on how we can integrate artificial intelligence tools in smart engineering.
Thank you very much for having me. The president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, the Akwa Ibom State Branch, and all other members of the branch here present. Today, I'm going to take us through the topic I've been given, which is traffic management and urban mobility optimization using artificial intelligence. When I walked in here this afternoon, I was excited to see an array of engineers that have come from far and wide. I'm sure some of us must have come from major cities like Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja. Please, I'd like my slides to come on. In leaving the comfort of your home, and for those of us that are not coming from Lagos or Port Harcourt or Abuja, you may have visited those cities. So you can imagine the situation moving from your place of comfort and trying to access transportation that will eventually take you to your destination. Please, I need the slides on. Do we have my slides? If we don't, please let me know. Do we have my slides? I gave you my slides, so you can come get it. Please. Sorry, I had submitted my slides, so I don't know why we don't have it. Just give me my phone. Sorry for that little pause. It's important I allow us work with the slides on. And so, moving from your place of comfort to this convention. The question, and that's the reason why I need my slide on, is what was your experience? Unfortunately, I have just one microphone, so it's difficult for me to pass it across to everyone to give me an answer to that question. But I'm aware that if I must ask everybody that question, the answer definitely will be generic, the same. And that will be, on my way to this conference, we had the man riding the keke with his horn loud. We had the traffic lights that will keep me waiting for several minutes before moving. We had delays. We had things that probably would stop you from getting to your location at the time that you're supposed to. So the question is, why? And that brings me to my first slide. I'm not really happy that my slide is not on, but I think I just speak through. The reason is because there is an increase in urban population growth. This affects our daily movement. It affects the way we move. It affects the time that it allows us to get to our location. It affects everything. But the root cause or the issue here is that where there is urban population growth, naturally there's congestion. And so when there's congestion, there's unpredictability, possibly accidents and disruptions, inefficient traffic control, and human misconduct. People will do things in a way that is not appropriate. But let me bring it to your knowledge that roads designed for the 90s traffic volume now carry 3 to 5 times more private and commercial vehicles daily, resulting to longer travel times, frequent gridlock at peak hours, high fuel consumption, and increased accident risk. This is our daily reality. For millions of people trapped, they cannot adapt to sudden traffic surges and changing patterns because they are manual in nature. Have you seen it?
Can we break for some 4 minutes, then we sort it out? I can follow. Are you fine?
I'm following, but let me just check. Have you seen it? The moderator is disrupting my flow. Thank you. And so the traditional traffic systems, like I said, they rely on fixed signal timing and manual enforcement. They cannot adapt at all to traffic surges and changing in patterns. Human approach is judgment based on hand signal. That is another problem. And so you go to your junctions and roundabouts, you see the traffic warden. And when it says go, is when you move. When it says stop, is when you stop. And sometimes you see them with whistles, trying to direct you on what needs to be done. But here we are. Imagine traffic signals that adapt to real time, in real time to actual flow of traffic with no obstructions. Imagine that. Traffic signals that adapt to real time with no obstructions. Just imagine that. I'm sure this sounds futuristic, right? The good news is that we live now in an era of rapid technological advancement where artificial intelligence is reshaping and transforming how we live, work, and move. In exploring artificial intelligence, we need to understand what it will do in our society. First of which is that artificial intelligence will detect congestion early. It will predict traffic patterns. It will optimize traffic signals, improve decision making, and support real-time response. Knowing what can happen when we deploy artificial intelligence, let us look at the outcomes of exploring AI. One of the outcomes is capacity. This means more vehicles can move per hour without building new roads. So many times we complain and say the road is too narrow, and that's why we can't move on time. For those of you that have visited London, if you noticed in London, almost all the roads in central London are very narrow. Very narrow. But then, there's a flow of traffic. So artificial intelligence has the capacity to ensure that we have this flow even without building new roads. The second thing is efficiency. It means average wait time at junctions will reduce to about 25 to 40%, leading to less fuel consumption. Every time you wait and your car is steaming, or your bike is steaming, or your truck is steaming, you're consuming fuel. And that is critical because you're wasting money that would have been used for something else. Unfortunately, the insight we don't have is that we don't know that in a year, because of the incidences of traffic, we lose up to 3 weeks of our year staying in traffic. 3 weeks. The third one is predictability. Travel time becomes reliable. Commuters can plan and not guess. Human intervention. Because it's an intelligent system, it's smart. So it adapts to patterns without human intervention. The sixth one is data collection. Every car, data collection. Every car counted, and city gets real data for road designs. This is important to engineers. Because when you know the traffic that is needed or that could take place in a location, it will inform you on the kind of road that is suitable for that location. And then the seventh one is cost saving. Like I said, due to less hours, vehicles will experience low fuel consumption and you will save money. The last of it is sustainability. What that means is this will put less pressure on existing road infrastructure. When the cars are moving, take for instance the Third Mainland Bridge. As long as the cars are on the move, engineers will tell you that the road does not carry too much weight. But when they are waiting, the integrity of that road needs to be looked into. Now, how does AI work? There are 3 core steps that determine the efficiency and functionality of AI. Number 1 is sense. A network of cameras and sensors that's placed strategically throughout our cities, which collect real-time data on traffic flow, vehicle density, pedestrian movement, and incidents. So AI works on sensing. The second core step is analyze. AI has the ability to analyze real data, which is fed into a powerful AI algorithm that can analyze patterns and identify potential bottlenecks. These algorithms work as a brain of the operation, processing vast amounts of information. And the third core step is act. AI has the ability to act. The system uses 3 insights to control traffic, signal, and that the more you wait, the more you get frustrated, the more you see the loud sound of horns and all of that. It affects your mental health. But AI has the ability to bring that to an end. And of course, reduce risks of accidents. Nobody wants to have an accident. You drive out early in the morning from your homes. You want to get back home safe and sound. And so AI will ensure that we have less accidents on our roads. The question, as I begin to draw my presentation to a close, is what is the role of engineering? What is the role of engineering? While AI provides insights, predictions, and optimization, engineering provides problem definition. Engineering identifies the real bottlenecks, not just traffic, but bad signal timing, lane misuse, pedestrian conflicts. These are the things that AI cannot fix and they don't define. Number 2, system design and integration. Engineers design the hardwares and softwares that stack cameras, sensors, controllers, AI models. Engineering makes AI work. The third one is data collection and calibration. AI needs clean data. Engineers install sensors, validate traffic counts, calibrate models for flow pattern. Number 4, safety and standards. Engineers set safety margins. AI suggestion must meet NSC approval and other international approvals. And number 5, maintenance and reliability. AI fails when sensors fail. In conclusion, moving forward, let's arise and build a smart traffic management system. We have identified the problems. AI is the leverage. Engineering is the key. Action is needed now, and that action starts with the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Thank you. Thank you.
Please, let's encourage our last speaker once again. You see, we have a task as engineers to see how to use AI to give efficient solution to our problems. You know, when he was talking about traffic management, with AI now, you have 4 routes, right? And that's when we take transportation to where we enjoy. When we take transportation to where we enjoy, what do we enjoy? Is a product of agriculture. Are we together? So let's go to the tourism place where we are going to enjoy. Then we now find out how AI can be integrated into agriculture to give us something that will help us to enjoy better. So on that note, I want to invite Sir Charles Udo to please come and tell us how we can integrate AI technologies in tourism industry.
The chairman of this occasion, the president and leadership of the Nigeria Society of Engineers, distinguished engineers, even though I've seen children, I know some of them are aspiring engineers. I also know that there are some government officials here. I heard the director from Ministry of Agric, captains of industry, members of the academia. The gown alone tells me that some of them are here. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a profound honor to stand before you. It's a profound honor to stand before you today. Let me begin by saluting the bold vision that has helped place Akwa Ibom firmly on the map of African tourism. From the modern airport, which some of us have used, to our world-class stadium, to the hospitality assets that continue to welcome visitors from across Nigeria and beyond, to the connectivity that Ibom Air provides across Nigeria. We stand today not at the beginning of a journey, but at an exciting new chapter of one. Sorry, the man on the slide, I think you should follow the guide I gave you. This is still... My task this afternoon is to share as a fellow builder how technology of our time can help us write a new chapter together. I have spent much of my professional life at the industries have arrived. They transform when people discover new ways to apply technology to solve old problems. That is why the next phase of tourism in Akwa Ibom State will be written not in concrete, not in steel, not in infrastructure, but also in data, in intelligence, and above all, digital innovation. And guess what? The people's best position to help write that new chapter are sitting in this room. Before I come to tourism, allow me to share 2 stories that I'm sure every engineer, and probably the only ones who may not know are the young students in our midst. will appreciate. First is Kodak. In 1975, a young engineer named Steve Sasson invented the world's first digital camera. It was large. It was slow. It looked nothing like the devices we carry today. But it worked. The future of photography sat in his hands. He presented it to Kodak's leadership. They filed the patent. Then they put it in the shelf. And the question is, why did they do that? At that time, Kodak made all their money from selling film. And so this young man coming to tell us that you have something that will replace film was a no-no. But guess what? 37 years later, Kodak did what? They filed for bankruptcy. 37, Kodak filed for bankruptcy. They had invented the future, but they failed to embrace that future they had invented. The second story is Nokia. In 2007, Nokia controlled more than 40% of global mobile phone market. I'm sure most of us know Nokia. Their engineers were brilliant, just like you are. Their market dominance seemed unassailable. Then, one man in California, held up a small rectangle of glass and called it what? The iPhone. Nokia saw it, but they underestimated it. 6 years later, they sold their phone business to Microsoft. And during the announcement, the Nokia CEO uttered words that have echoed across boardrooms around the world ever since. And he said, "We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost." Did you hear that? We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. Two stories, different industries, different eras, same lesson. Success becomes a liability when it convinces us that yesterday's formula will still work tomorrow. The greatest threat to any organization is rarely the competitor it can see. It is the change it fails to recognize. Nokia failed to recognize. Kodak failed to recognize. Today, tourism worldwide is having its Kodak moment. It is having its Nokia moment. The good news is that Akwa Ibom is not Kodak in 2012. Akwa Ibom is Kodak in 1975. The future is already in our hands, and we still have the opportunity to shape it. The big question is, why does all this matter? It matters because travelers have changed. The tourism industry has undergone one of the most profound transformations in any service sector in the world. Tourism is no longer simply about destinations. It is about experiences. The traveler of 2026 is fundamentally different from the traveler of 20 years ago. Before boarding a flight today, a traveler does a few things. They search online. They book, they watch videos. They read reviews. They use AI-powered travel assistants. They book digitally. They pay electronically. They use GPS. And above all, they share experiences. Power of social media comes in there. That means that long before a visitor arrives physically, he or she has already visited digitally. The first tourism experience today is not physical. It is digital. And interestingly and increasingly, it is powered by artificial intelligence. Now, let me bring it home. Akwa Ibom is uniquely positioned to benefit from this transformation. Over the years, successive administrators have invested significantly in tourism enabling infrastructure. We have an international airport. We have a national airline, probably the best in Nigeria. We have the #1 sporting facility in Nigeria, the only one approved by FIFA, only one approved by CAF, and probably one of the finest in Africa. We have hospitality assets from Tropicana to 4 Points, to Ibom Hotel. We have, and new ones are coming up. We have beaches. We have the longest beach in West Africa. Our cultural heritage sites are none like any other. Our festivals, our rainforest. And of course, we have a vibrant creative economy and community. What that tells me is that the foundations have been laid. Now, the challenge before us today is no longer simply about building more assets. The challenge is making those assets work together intelligently. Because the traveler of tomorrow will not judge destinations merely by what they have. They will judge destinations by how easy they are to experience it. The destinations that thrive will be those that remove friction, those that personalize experiences, those that anticipate needs of visitors, those that connect people seamlessly with those experiences. And that is where engineering becomes critical. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is where I want to spend the next few minutes. Because if there's one misconception we must correct, it is the belief that tourism is solely the responsibility of tourism professionals. It is not. The future of tourism will be built by the people seated in this room, engineers. And you ask me why. Think about it. A smart airport requires an engineer. A digital hotel, a smart hotel requires an engineer to build. A digital booking platform will require an engineer to build it. A smart transportation system, like my friend and brother has said, requires an engineer to build it. The security systems require who? An engineer. The data platforms requires an engineer to build it. Tourism today is no longer simply a hospitality business. It is increasingly a technology business. And behind every technology solution sits who? An engineer. Whether we're discussing beach destination, a conference center, a sporting event, a heritage attraction, a medical tourism facility, the challenge is ultimately the same. And there are this. How do we create a seamless visitor experience? How do we make movement easier? How do we make smarter decisions? How do we use data to improve outcomes? How do we improve safety? How do we improve convenience? How do we improve sustainability? And above all, how do we improve efficiency? The answer lies in engineering. What appears to be magic to the visitor is actually engineering excellence at work, and which is what you do. The visitor sees convenience. The engineer sees systems. The visitor sees a smooth experience. The engineer sees integration. The visitor sees intelligence. The engineer built it. Artificial intelligence gives us capabilities that were unimaginable only a few years ago. Imagine arriving at a hotel where your preferences are already known. Imagine a destination platform that recommends experiences based on your interest. You want to come to Akwa Ibom, you want to swim, you want to play golf. There's an app, there's a platform that recommends where you can go and what you can do. Imagine conference organizers using predictive analytics to improve audience and visitor satisfaction. My friend and brother talked about traffic system management. Imagine that. Imagine heritage sites using augmented reality to tell stories in multiple languages. Imagine going to Ikorabasi to see the Bridge of No Return. And then you are from France, you are from Germany, and then the augmented reality tells you the story in your language, whereas you are in Akwa Ibom. Imagine transport systems that anticipate visitor demand and optimize movement. Imagine tourism operators making decisions based on real-time data instead of assumptions. Right now, they do is assumptions. These are not futuristic concepts. They're already happening around the world. The question is not whether they will become commonplace. The question is whether we will help build them, and that is you. Now, people often ask me, where do we start from? And I'm sure some of us will be asking, where do we start from? So let me attempt to answer. My answer is simple. We do not need to do everything at once. We simply need to begin. We do not need to build an entire smart tourism ecosystem tomorrow. We need to identify opportunities. We need to solve problems. We need to create practical solutions to the problems we've identified. And this is where I strongly believe that engineering community has a vital role to play. The opportunity before us is not merely a government responsibility. It is a challenge to innovators. It is a challenge to universities. It is a challenge to technology companies. It is a challenge to entrepreneurs. It is a challenge especially to engineers gathered in this room. Somewhere in this room, my mind tells me, sits an engineer who will develop the next tourism technology breakthrough in Akwa Ibom. Can somebody say amen? Somewhere in this room sits an entrepreneur who I believe will create a solution that will improve visitor experience in Akwa Ibom. Can I hear you say amen? Amen. Somewhere in this room sits a software developer who will create platforms that connect our tourism ecosystem intelligently. The future of tourism in Akwa Ibom will not be built by one institution. It will be built through collaboration. Government creating the enabling environment, which is what the current government is trying to do. The airport we build matter, yes. The roads we build matter, yes. The hotels we build matter. The stadiums we build matter. But increasingly, competitive advantage will come from what sits on top of that infrastructure. And what is that? Data. What is that? Connectivity. What is that? Automation. What is that? Artificial intelligence. What is that? Integration. The destinations that will lead the next decade will not necessarily be those with the most assets. There will be destinations that use technology most intelligently. And that's why engineers have become central to the future of tourism. Because engineers simply do not build structures. Engineers build systems. Engineers build platforms. Engineers build solutions. And increasingly, engineers build experiences. The challenge before us, therefore, is not to simply build infrastructure. It is to build intelligent infrastructure. Not simply to build destinations, but to build smart destinations. Let me conclude where I began. The former CEO of Nokia once said, "We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost." Those words have stayed with me because they remind us of an important truth. In a rapidly changing world, standing still is not an option. The world will leave you behind. That's why the world left Nokia. That's why the world left Kodak. The future belongs to those who are willing to adapt. The future belongs to those who are willing to innovate. The future belongs to those who are willing to build. Akwa Ibom has the vision. Akwa Ibom has the assets. Luckily, we have the leadership. And looking around this room today, maybe I might sound prophetic, I'm convinced that Akwa Ibom has engineers. Let me take that again. Looking around this room today, I'm convinced that Akwa Ibom has engineers. not just engineers, but engineers who will build, who will help design smarter destinations we are dreaming of. Engineers who will help build intelligent systems we are looking for. Engineers who will create solutions to improve lives and transform industries. Let us therefore embrace the possibilities before us. It's a world of possibilities before us. Nokia saw it. Kodak had it in their hands. They put it in the shelf. Let us harness the power of artificial intelligence and digital innovation. Let us build destinations that will not only be beautiful, but intelligent. And let us work together to ensure that the story of smart tourism in Africa, And let us work together to ensure that when the story of smart tourism in Africa is written, Akwa Ibom occupies a prominent chapter. Thank you, and God bless Akwa Ibom State.
Let's put our hands together again for Sir Charles Uyo for a very brilliant presentation. The applause is for me. Please put your hands together again for him. Thank you so very much for that very inspiring lecture. And I think I like the part that he has so much confidence in the indigenous engineer. And I like the part that he spoke about not just being beautiful, but very intelligent. And that's what engineers stand for. We're not just about the aesthetics. We're about the functionality, the effectiveness of whatever you're innovating, and the decisions that we take are always spot on. And I'm very convinced that after this lecture, you're going to see more of engineers. Let's put our hands together again for the speaker. As I told you earlier on that we're going to have other speakers that were talking on different topics. So these two speakers have just given you an intro, a preamble into what we're expecting this afternoon. We're also expecting to have another lecture from a technical paper presented by an erudite agricultural engineer, a scholar, one man that has made us proud far within Nigeria and internationally. So in case you were planning to step out of this hall, you don't have any business stepping out of this hall, because we're going to hear from engineer Professor Folorin Alonge. Yes, I'm just introducing, we're not talking about it. Then of course we're going to hear from another person, engineer Dr. Ubong Ukumi will be representing another speaker on a very key topic, the seaport. Industrial park, I beg your pardon, industrial park. As engineers, we're interested about those things that will give us jobs, those things that will make Akwa Ibom State that destination, those things that will also get us engaged. So we're going to have another technical session on the industrial park. So please don't go nowhere. I'm going to invite Prof to come and continue as he navigates through that session. I think at the point in time, we will also have a technical, we'll have a lunch break. Please, I want to apologize again for our inability to put up the slide for the first speaker. It was not deliberate, but we have been able to sort that out. We'll paste that slide on our platforms. So I think it's already there. That slide for Honorable Umaneson is on the platform.
So I believe we can do it. Then during discussion, yeah, we can do it, actually. We can do it. And if there's one thing Akwa Ibom State has, the tourism industry, for some of us are privileged to have traveled to other places. By the special grace of God, I've been to 12 countries and 48 cities. What we see there is not different. We have what it takes to be better than those places. So we have what it takes to make it. And the only thing that can facilitate that, sir, is that you are the captain of where you are. There are certain things you are looking for. Let there be a budget for research. Incorporate a budget for research. my brother too, please incorporate a budget for research in where you are. And with that provision for research, because if we don't listen to Prof now, there will be no correlation between entertainment and agriculture. Because, yes, there is no food to eat, please. So let's hear from Prof. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I'm so exhausted, and I just need to do what I need to do so that we can have a general discussion. My laptop is being tested there. I have a slide to present, but I'm to talk on smart agro infrastructure for food security and sustainability. I think with particular reference to Akwa Ibom State. And though I have a few clips to show, but I can begin to talk, right? Why that is going to be ready. Everything is now smart, you know. Can we bring out our phones, please? Phones. There used to be a time when we have this, you know that? There used to be a time we used to go to Nitel, and queue there. Things have changed. Now everybody have a smartphone. Most phones are smart. Is that not so? Why do we call it smart? Because in this small thing you have there, you can send your mail, you can make video calls, you can talk to somebody anywhere in the world as long as you have your data and there's connectivity, right? So this word smart is being used almost everywhere. Now NSC has moved up. We are now moving up to smart engineering, right? National headquarters started. We will have smart offices in Abuja now. Is that not so? I have a smart wristwatch here, and it tells me the number of steps I've taken in a day. If that's exceeded, it will tell me my temperature and every other thing. So from here, I measure a bit of health issues. When I have not worked enough for today, for that makes the minimum I should do in a day, I try to cover it up so that in a way I sound healthy. So we're talking about smart. Everything is smart, 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 smart. And it's not out of place for us to talk about smart agriculture. In fact, the topic given by the chairperson is smart agro infrastructure. That is even more embracing. But you cannot talk about agro infrastructure without talking about smart agriculture itself. And we are talking with reference to how it affects food security, how it affects sustainability. There are several things we are supposed to do as a nation in terms of food security. When we talk about food security, three things are very basic: availability, accessibility, affordability. How much of that do you have? Are we food secured as a nation? That is just one point. But if we are not trying to look at how do we make smart agro infrastructure diverted for food security, it's a different ball game. But meanwhile, we have not exhausted where we are coming from. And that is not to say we should jettison it. At the same time, it's not a bad thing for us to begin to talk about smart agriculture, smart agro infrastructure. It's not a bad thing at all. There's a few questions I started asking, which I'm going to throw to us. And I want to charge us. Let it not just be like any of those talks. I want us at the end of this meeting, as Nse Uyo branch, create a model. Intentionally say, okay, let's have a model farm, a model something that we can say, okay, this is what we want to do. So that anybody coming in, we can have a smart farm. Nse Uyo smart farm. That anybody coming into, of course, that I'm scaled up. So, but a few questions I try to ask is this. Akwa Ibom State, we are about 7 million to 8 million people. Yeah. And we have land, 31 local governments. And the land is fertile. There are some area of agriculture where we have competitive advantage. The questions are as follows. How well have we utilized those things? For instance, rice is one of those thematic crops. Cassava is another one. Coconut is another one. Fish is another one. Oil palm is another one. These are we producing? We are not even producing. Are we producing? We are not even producing enough. We are importing palm oil from Togo and Benin Republic. So, and that is not to say we don't have palm oil. The seed for palm oil was taken from this state to Malaysia. I'm privileged to consult for the University Professor in Malaysia. I'm one of the in the faculty board there for years. And I visited, and it's not one time, and at some point, the management also took us in the board. I was the only black man there, to a place called Cameron Island by the government of the university. And they do a lot in terms of crop production, oil palm alone, and the research. If you're a university putra, you won't get any funding if you don't do anything related to agric. So those who are in mechanical, aerospace, chemical, all their projects are on agric. Because you won't get funding. And that is the kind of seriousness Malaysia has. They used to be the second largest after Nigeria. Used to be the largest producer of oil palm in the world. Malaysia took over. Indonesia took over from there. But even now, they have gone into serious farming and mechanization, and there is a whole lot being done in terms of utilization. So there's a production aspect. If you pick oil palm, let's talk of rice. The whole of Ini there is land for rice. How much of rice are we producing? Are we even producing enough for us to consume, let alone exporting? Coconut, yeah. Then fish and some seafoods. These are all. Then cassava, of course, cassava. One of the progress that has been made in this country in the last 1 decade is that the cassava value chain has been worked on. I can boldly say from Nigeria here, from production to packaging, everything into the system, the machinery development, everything has been done by Nigerian engineers. So it's no longer a small story. So cassava is one of those areas. But then how much of these are we producing? How much of that are we doing? Then we'll not talk about processing is a value addition. How much value are we adding to our system? Is the system ready, please? The fellow testing my system, if it's ready, just bring it so that I can talk to my slides. So then, and of course, we'll talk about preservation, storage, then packaging. Of course, export, marketing. There's nothing wrong for us as a nation to get all of these things in place such that the end product of what we have is what we are exporting. Our brother just talked about tourism. We have an airport, international standard, you know. I'm from a state where the man there called Afe Babalola, go to that university, you see farming activities in his perfection. I've been there and I do a few things for them there. Because of the man, they have built a cargo airport close to the university. So he now exports food from that place outside the country. Because when it talks of crop production, from beginning to the end, everything is in order. Animal production, fish production, everything there. Most of the food, everything there, and they have industrial park. everything well sorted out. So the point I'm making is that from production to processing and value addition to packaging, then export. That's why we now make the money, and the money comes to the state. Let's leave oil and see how we can maximize money in those areas. Those are just part of issues we are trying to look at as, okay, we have not maximized things we should do in all of these areas. We don't have to perfect everything. We just pick one or two crops, and we see how we can work on those two crops. Like I said, Akwa Ibom oil palm is one of them, strong. Rice, coconut, then fish, cassava. Thank you. And so I asked a few questions. Like I said, why do we want smart agro infrastructure? Is smart agro infrastructure better and effective choice for food security? Then okay. Come and close this one here. Okay. How has the state fared in terms of mechanizing agriculture? Because we are going into smart, but then where we are currently, where we can take advantage of, how far have you fared? If you look at the agricultural activities from production, processing, value addition to distribution, including marketing and export, how well have we performed? How well have we been in terms of taking advantage of where we have competitive advantage on those crops, on those thematic crops? How much of the land have been utilized all through the season? Akwa Ibom says it's so blessed, just like Nigeria is blessed. 10 out of 12 months rain falls in this state. So we barely really need irrigation. Off-season farming is not what we really need. I was in Oman some times ago. I was possibly the only black man. They were even asking me, are we doing well as an expert? And I told them, I just smiled. And somebody asked me, in the where you come from, how much rainfall do you have? I said, well, we can have as much as 2,500 millimeters of rainfall in my state where I live. They hardly get 30 mm, maybe 50 in a year. And what they do, they harvest the rains. You know, they harvest the rain anytime they have it. Because the water around them is salty. So they do some desalinization to get to use those water. So those people, they have been taught smart farming. In fact, I saw smart farming there. They took us to a particular farm. The whole greenhouse setup, everything there is working. Tomatoes harvested, sensors, everything. They know when it is ripe and not. So I said, these people are already wise. Small country, Oman, but they have oil. But they have even diversified into agric. 3 million people, but then they are doing a lot in terms of agric. So what I'm saying is, how much have been done? Rainfall also 10 months in a year. Are we planting at all? No. Many of the lands we have, they are not utilized. So the land is fertile. What else? Well, what we have. So we talk about smart farming. There's nothing bad for us to talk about it. It's a good thing to start. And it's a good initiative by leadership of NSC to talk about smart. So that at least let's synthesize ourselves. Let's start this way. In the process of time, people get to know about it, then we begin to work out, getting out to work things out and get the younger people involved. But we have responsibility in our hands. One, we have to do what is called personal development. Two, we have to take it up as a responsibility as NSC. Create a model and see how we work that thing out. then of course we have to do what is called capacity building in terms of getting ourselves, the younger people, involved. So we want to talk about start farming. Well, I said, well, they are old farming method, subsistence. We can't continue to use that. But meanwhile, that is what is still feeding us today. Subsistence farming, and cutlasses. And for how long do we continue to do that? Our traditional farming method is still there. People still do that. There are some other farming methods, organic farming method, pure and organic farming. Well, we don't practice much of that, but then in some places they do. Protected agriculture is another farming method that has been used and is still being used in some parts. Well, I normally show this video because it's funny. And I tell ourselves, are you seeing anything at all? Is it showing? Oh, I'm only seeing myself here. Hello? It's not showing now. ICT. Now, the video the clip I'm to show is the usual farming methods. It's old. If one of my colleagues said we should throw and cutlass to museum so that we can do something more dynamic. Young people with this kind of thing. Even those guys are enjoying themselves, they are playing music and they are young people with this kind of thing. Even those guys are enjoying themselves, they are playing music and they are, it's too archaic. And so we have to move from this method to doing something else. Greenhouse farming, yes. Of course, there's a sample showed on the way to the airport, unfortunately, very unfortunate. I don't want to criticize government. But you see, it's a colossal waste there. You were there when it was still functioning. Tomatoes ripe. They can only sell to you on Mondays and Thursdays. Now the place is just a shadow of itself. A private individual having that will make millions of money on Naira. What should have been done is to have a PPP arrangement with government, and that place will still be functioning and be maintained. But now your place is lying waste. And people are using this to get things done in terms of food security. I lived in Canada before, and I know that half a year is cold, and half a year. So the extension of what is greenhouse is what is called plant factory. So from October to April, everything is greenhouse, control environment. Plant their vegetables, plant their everything. And so whether you are in rainy season or cold season, there's always production going on using greenhouse farming. But our own here is abandoned. Nothing is happening there. So greenhouse farming, yes. Mechanized farming is simply development and use of improved assistance of all forms. Of course, how much of our land has been mechanized? Very few. Very few. Lands are there, but not mechanized. So we can't even feed ourselves. So, and of course, precision farming, which is part of what we are talking about. That is application of GIS and GPS to the management of farm. And that is already in place. I know there's a group in Nigeria now, Precision Agriculture something, and they are doing a few things around that area. So the expanded version of the precision farming is what is called hill agriculture, which is a basic thing that is being done now around the globe. Because of my time, well, what you see here in this video, well, is a common thing you notice somewhere in other climes. It's not a photo trick, it's something that is happening in some other places. I know there are a few farms that have this kind of setting, but how many of them do have them? If you are going to feed over 200 million people, it's not something we do with hoe and cutlasses. It's mechanized farming. Mechanized farming. So while we are talking about food security, this should not be abandoned. But we are talking about smart farming. Well, let's see how do we address all of these things so that in order to be able to feed our populace. Well, that is just by the way. So, what is smart agriculture therefore? Or what is called smart farming? Basically, is the use of digital technologies, data, and automation to make farm management more efficient, productive, and sustainable. What am I saying? Use of digital technologies, data, automation to make farm management more efficient, productive, and sustainable. Those technologies are very important. Data is also important. Automation is also very important. And if we get this in place, we find common applications of this in several areas: in precision agriculture, in nutrient management, in early pest and disease detection, in livestock monitoring, in automated seeding and harvesting, in post-harvest monitoring. And the key technologies to in smart agriculture are as follows. The basic technologies involved, which are all within the purview of engineers. Of course, we need high IoT sensors, soil moisture, temperature, nutrient, pH, and the rest. You know, for those of us in electronics, electrical, we develop sensors for us to be able to get some of this smart farming in place. Because those are key technologies. Number two is remote sensing. Very important. Luckily for us, we have a center in University of Uyo there, where we get information on satellite and the rest. You know, drone imagery and the rest. We see when drones are used in Nigeria, it usually looks very funny to cover birthday ceremony and burial. But drones are used for something more serious than that. You know, for monitoring, for planting, for application, and several other things. But our own here is to cover weddings and burial. GPS and are also key technologies. Variable rate technology, robotics and automation. Those are key technologies attached to smart agriculture, and we cannot overlook that. Of course, machine learning. We cannot shy away from AI. And so, one of the things we have to do as a center, NSC, is to find a way of creating an artificial intelligence group and begin to see how we can work on these things. I was sitting as a global president of our international organization during the COVID era. I was almost feeling the embarrassment of my life, a black man from Africa, sitting on an international body as the world president. Already at that time, countries like Brazil were consulting our international organization. China were consulting. And we were talking about how we could help them. I had to stay at home on my laptop and started working on myself on AI, machine learning, and several others, so that at least I can talk the language. So, when I'm presiding over a meeting, because at that time, they were looking for solutions. And they were saying, okay, what can CIGR do? International Commission for Agriculture and Biosystems Engineering I was presiding over. What can they do to help us in this area? Brazilian government, Chinese government, some European governments were already doing that. But thank God, I was able to help myself. And we talked. And I presided. To cut the long story short, but before I finished my presidency, we created, one of my major achievements as the president was that we created an artificial and data intelligence working group, which is still existing till today. I now pulled it in down to Africa. I came down to Nigeria, we started artificial intelligence group in NIA. And so we talk about artificial intelligence. I'm a student of artificial engineering. I'm better than what it was then. But the point I'm making is that this is the in thing. Now we cannot dodge from it. You cannot be away from it. Because that is the end. Everything is AI. We may not know the nitty-gritty of software development, but then something, the basic applications, how is it done? There are things we must not. Thank you. We must not forget. Then another technology that is very important is farm management software and dashboards, connectivity, tech, and the rest. Blockchain. In Israel, there are technologies that have been developed, agri-tech, which they are using. I will just mention them to us as I show this video clip, because Israel live in a desert. They are just about 10 million people, less than 10 million people. They don't have water. They only have river. They have River Jordan and a few other rivers. Most of the things they do in terms of production is from through irrigation. And they practice drip irrigation, where they utilize their water maximally. So there are a few technologies that have developed for themselves to help themselves. Drip irrigation. Like I said, in Aquabom here, we don't have problem of water. In fact, most of the time, we don't even need irrigation. Because 10 out of 12 months in a year, it rains. But how much of the rain are we using? So we can plant our crops all through the year. So for Israel, yes, drip irrigation is one of the technologies that developed. Water recycling. We don't have issue with water recycling here. Most of the countries in the Middle East, Oman, Jordan, other places, Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, they all have water issues. But they've been able to help themselves. Sometimes I say I was in Morocco. You can imagine one of the major difficulties of Morocco as a country is water. But they've been able to find solutions to their problems. So they have abundance of water and food. But because in a way, we are in abundance of several things. So we don't really bother about some of these things. These are technologies that have been developed by these people, and that has helped them to be able to develop drip irrigation, water recycling, intelligence, biopesticide, biofertilizers, robotics, and sensors. Israel has perfected that. And Israel is sufficient in terms of food production and the export to other nations of the world, apart from their nuclear power and other things they are demonstrating. So it's not something that is far-fetched that we can do, and something we must do. So because of our time, there are several benefits of smart agriculture. Let me just skip that. The use of drones in agriculture is a common thing now. Look at how they use their drones in Malaysia. You can see oil palm production in Malaysia, you know, and to do a lot in terms of monitoring, you know, all those drones there, those transition of in Malaysia. Look at what they do with their drones there. So there is something that we must just have to do. So let me just tie it up to where we are going. Smart agro infrastructure. And let me define it as follows. Is the integrated set of physical assets. Please note it, physical assets, digital systems, and services designed to make agricultural production, processing, and distribution more efficient, more resilient, and sustainable through data, automation, and connectivity. That is smart agro infrastructures. And there are just 7 key elements in this. The physical infrastructure, you must have it in place. In the production, for instance, if you are going to get a smart this agro thing in place, the physical infrastructure must be in place. For instance, the irrigation systems. If it's a greenhouse, the greenhouse must be in place. If it's a storage system must be in place. If it's a market where you have your market systems must be in place with all the cooling facilities. renewable energy, if you're going to use so those physical infrastructures must be in place, properly in place. 2, the digital stroke sensing layers. That talks about the soil, the weather, the crop and livestock sensors, drones, satellite imageries. That is the second key element that is involved in agro infrastructure. The third is the connectivity. It's just like if you have a phone, there is no connectivity, you are just wasting time. There are challenges with these things too. If the connectivity is not there. Then number 4 is data and data analytics. We must have data. Without data, there is no how you can work. In order for us to be able to get artificial intelligence, of course, we are told that machine learning and deep learning, the basic tool is that you must have your data. Your sense of data, your data science, your data analytics must be in place. Then number 5, automation and control. That includes automated irrigation, robotics, harvesters, and so on and so forth. Then number 6, logistics and market integration. How do we link production to processing and value addition to storage to the market? People are now developing smart programs here, apps here and there to get things done. You don't have to go to the market to buy things. You know the app and you get, oh, this is what I need. You press those apps and you order for it. Somebody supplies it for you. You know, because several people have done several things. And we are familiar with boats and what is it called now? This transport. My brother was talking about the other time. They have done a lot in terms of helping people. They are driverless vehicles now. You just order, you press something and get things done. In terms of accommodation and other things, many years ago, NBN, they have a software. You don't need to know anybody from anywhere. If you meet requirement in Uyo here, you can operate your house as Airbnb. And people come in, book from anywhere in Sweden or come into your house. Once you meet the requirement, they will stay there. They will look at it, is it okay? My first experience of that was in Denmark. I was going to Denmark. What do I do? How do I get my accommodation? I just went online, Airbnb. I saw the various options and I booked. Got to Copenhagen, moved to Heros, got in there and got a taxi. Took me to that particular place and I looked at the photo I had been seeing. I said, this is the accommodation. I paid. I said, see how these people have made life easier. And all the things I was looking for in the room, I already saw it before I even left to you here. The point is that people have developed apps. So we are engineers. Let's challenge ourselves to develop small apps to sell. If you're going to sell palm kernel, for example, or palm oil, you'll be able to tell them the quality of the oil you have. Let them see the where they can get it, the quantity you can produce. And if you are sure of the quality and they order for it, taxi can do that, or some of these delivery buses, and they'll deliver without the fellow even seeing you, if you are sure of your quality. A simple app will do that, and you'll be making your money. This is what is already happening now around Nigeria, with young men making money from simple apps. So the logistics and market integration, we are not even marketing anything at all in terms of product here in the state. I don't know how much of export is going on in terms of fish, in terms of oil palm, in terms of cassava, in terms of the various products you can get from each of and all of this. And of course, the 7 key thing is governance and services. That is 7 key element of smart agro infrastructure. If we get all of these things in place, I think it will help us to be able to take a step. My challenge, I don't just want us to do a talk and finish. Next year, we organize another thing. Let's sit down. What do we do as NSC? I usually challenge my NSC colleagues. The other time, they asked me to come and talk about 4th Industrial Revolution, NSC Ikeja. And I told them, I don't talk freely again. I want to see action. If after finish talking and nothing is done, I won't come again if you invite me. They now did something. After the whole talk, they created a group, artificial intelligence group, and I was happy. So the fellow who invited me had become upward. And they said, we are talking about homegrown technologies. And I said, well, I told them what I do at home. Small farming, planting in bags, planting in so thing. I showed those examples, small things people can do at their backyards without necessarily sweating it out. And I said, well, it will be a waste of time. If you invite me again, I won't come. If you don't do anything about it. The feedback I got weeks after is like almost all the women in Apwen and the people they brought together, they now have farms. Some of them now plant yams in bags at home. You know, I'm insisting for my yam planting in bags at home. You know, it is not a big bumper harvest, but then the joy of the fact that I'm farming at home. The last time I had some big yams in my bags, I don't do weeding, I don't do any serious matter. But those are homegrown things. So my admonition, please, let's sit down and think of, can we have a model farm system? Because it is possible. And put all of this in, it may not be more than this room. And we say, okay, this is a model NSC model farm. And we are going to grow only one crop, maybe a vegetable. We put everything in place. Everything smart. Sensors, we can read the temperature, we can read the moisture content, we can control the water, irrigation, and everything going on. And everybody coming to see that, okay, this is what we have done. That is what I'm looking forward to seeing. And it's very simple. And if we have to even put solar, we'll get solar there and get this to work. I saw something in Hyderabad, in India, and I was shocked by what they were doing. They said it was a model farm they took us to on tourism, on technical tour. They have an array of solar farm where they are generating power for the whole of the city of Hyderabad. They now say, from that place they took a little bit of light. They had a farm, they are growing maize, they are doing a few other things, they have sensors in place, and the whole farm in itself, it's not even more than the compound of this place. I say what they now do from that place is that they scale it up. If they ask them to come and do something, they just go there, scale it up. So if you can do that small thing well, the government can call us, NSC, come. This is your model thing you have done. Can you help us to scale it up? We don't need to go into so many things. Not mixed farming, just pick one or two crops, period. And let's see how we maximize that. Do all the engineering design, do all the modelings. We have all the professors of computer and electrical and everybody here. So if we get all of ourselves together, I'm sure we can do that. So that by the time we get all of these things in place, they now say, oh, let's go to Nse Uyo branch smart farm. That is what I look forward to seeing. Thank you for having me. So many to say, so many things to say, but then let's practicalize these things and we'll be better for it. Thanks for your kind attention. If there are questions, I'm still waiting to answer questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Please, let's encourage our prof again. Before Prof came up, I had to apologize for the MC and secretary because I had a message from headquarters, and the representative also called me to order. You don't bring in an item that was not on the agenda. So, and we have very big personalities here. So, on that note, please, apologies. We are going to discuss the 3 presentations. When we finish the 3 presentations, because it's not easy for you to have guests that come to be part of your program, because some people would have said, I'm rushing to somewhere. But please, let's encourage our brothers, Honorable Emanesen and Charles Udo, for staying till this moment. And we don't also have to take their patience for granted. Are we together? So please, we have 10 minutes for questions. And because of time, we are going to limit the number of questions. And after that, our three panelists here will just use 1 minute each to summarize what they have to summarize. So, from the floor, please. I have to recognize the representative of the President and Chairman in Council. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you. My first question will go to Right Honorable Oman. Listen. He talks about smart transportation system. During his presentation, he talks about how we can make traffic flow seamless. And you know, at saturation points in every intersection, road users are being patient to wait. And I know Akwa Ibom is a destination. I want to ask him, how do we keep record? That is inventory keeping, because in traffic you forecast. If in year 2026, 1,000 passengers or 1,000 road users came to Akwa Ibom, how do we keep record? That is inventory taking to forecast traffic in the next 5 years so as to meet up the digital economy of Nigeria. Secondly, I want to at the same time ask the tourism presenter. You know, I want to thank God that Akwa Ibom is meeting up. I want to ask him, what system can be used to keep inventory of our tourism guests so that in a year we can know how many people comes into Akwa Ibom? Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, sirs. Can we go ahead? Okay. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. With respect to the leadership of the NSC.
Please, who else wants to ask question?
Mine is a quick one. Just to add to the presenters.
Hey. Hello. Wait.
May I start from the last, my prof, who has given us what to do. That is to say that NSC going forward, we must have our pilot plans in everything that we do so that government can come and support. Having said that, our leadership will take it on board. To our former commissioner, Sir Charles Udo. My commissioner, sir, I know that you are still very much in the system of this country in terms of leadership. What I will say, please, sir, wherever you sit and wherever government is discussing, that we should be remembered from even what you said in terms of AI and how to move the state forward, that we have knowledgeable people in engineering that you can call in to be part of whatever thing you are doing in terms of the team and committees. Please, sir. Mine to my former commissioner, to Manesen. Manesen has been a very strong commissioner in transportation. Sir, nothing works in terms of transportation if we don't have training and retraining. Akwa Ibom State University has a center that is called Center for Automotive Training, Transport and Logistics. On the 29th of January, 2026, that center was officially, alongside 2 other centers in this country, approved by Koren as the Engineering Skill Training Center. And by promotion of this state, that center today is 0001 in this country. That means we, this state, normally we are always first from southeastern states. You know, we always have number 1. In the army, we had NA1. We had our best governor of Central Bank. Do you understand? Today we have 001 in Engineering Skill Training Center in this country. Normally we would take things, navigate the system like Prof said, get to the center, and when they say it is good, it is given to us. So I want you, please, I know you are to deliver. Is it not so, sir? Can we put a hand together for you? AI, smart transportation, or whatever, cannot function if we don't have few things from government to enable us to operate. I want you to use your good office to send in your latest EV car and the C-engine car to that center, because we are on top of what we call fuel reduction. Thank you, sir. You may want to know who is talking. Yes, the man that is talking is a pathfinder of that center. Engineer Godwin Ekong, an associate professor. Thank you, sir.
Okay, we have just 2. The lady, and after the lady, please. After the lady, you can.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm so excited to be here this afternoon. I want to really appreciate all the speakers, and most especially for the last speaker. By God's grace, I've been exposed to development, Nigeria globally, what we need to put in place for us to improve as a country. But one part of it that has really bothered me is the aspect of teaching us. By God's grace, in my family, my grandfather happened to have the largest land farm of palm production. But this aspect of it, I've grown up with as a child unto adult, is ability for us to penetrate the international and the global market. And I think there's no this thing. People have not really paid attention in educating us how we can penetrate the international market. We've been taught on how to do this production, but we have not been educated on how we can really, the doorways on how we can export this product that we have been able to do in our level. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I call the last speaker, I think the government is, I'm not in government, right? And our former commissioner said it's a gradual process. I remember that the present government introduced something like bulk purchase agency. So I think they can see how to advance that. Because I remember when I was small, we used to have agencies that go to farmers, you know, get the product, and now help to market them. Because with that, the farmer, like now, if you talk of those of us from the riverine area, some of those fishermen, when they have fish, they prefer to sell it to those Cameroonians that will pay them. You know, CF franc is higher than Nigerian naira now. And even when they bring it to the beach now, you see the truck that comes from other states. Like some of our Igbo brothers will be the one who buy the boat for those people, so as they are bringing the product, they are the first priority. So government also have to look into that direction by making sure that, because if you go to a camp where they have query, once you carry a product, there are charges you pay. You pay to community, you pay to local government, you pay to state. You don't just carry product and go like that. So how can government come up, advance that bulk purchase to ensure that people don't just come in and pick things and go? So I think when the Honorable Manison, when he's talking, he can do more justice to that. So the last guy to ask question, please. Hello.
All right, thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. And it's an honor to be here. Great topic today. Thanks to the organizers, thanks to the speakers. So I want to quickly ask a question, and I would like to ask Sir Charles Udo directly. By God's grace, I go around Ibom-Icon a lot, and he spoke something about tourism, that tourism is first digital before it is physical. And that's by the way of putting what people will see online before they get to go there. So I see that there's a lot of things happening in Ibom-Icon, like the sports and the bike riding and all those, but most people don't even know about it. And if you don't get to go there, you won't know about it. In fact, most people, Ibom-Icon is so far-fetched, but for someone that goes there, I know it's not too far-fetched. So I'm hoping we can take a page from his book on the topic and make some of all those things more digitally available, so people within and outside Akwa Ibom can be more aware about what activities go on there. And also, the water park is a beautiful scenery, because I'm a riverine person and I like waterside entertainment. So there's a water park there, and it's just beautiful and left fallow there. There's no waterside entertainment happening, ski and some speedboats or something nice. And I think I approached the management at the Icon some time ago, but I didn't hear anything about it. So I'm hoping they can have some plans around that, so the recreation can be well-rounded for Akwa Ibomites and Akwa Ibomites outside. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So please, we will invite Honorable Omanesen to address. Hey, excuse me, please come. To address questions relating to transport and other areas that may be of help to the audience.
Thank you very much. For the first question, which has to do with, you talked about inventory keeping. My slide, on the 7th slide, answered the question directly, because we talked about the ability of AI to analyze. And so AI has the ability, based on the level of data it processes through its algorithm, to be able to not just give you, keep inventory of the number of cars, but it also identifies the pattern with which the cars navigate. So to answer your question, with AI, it is possible to keep inventory of all the vehicles in the next 20 years and even more. And so we are in a good place. Thank you. And for what you said, sir, this government is big, very big on collaboration. And so what you...
Well, thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, for the question. Let me start with the last one. The last one talked about Ibom Hotel and Golf Resort, people not knowing. Now, in tourism and in hotel management, you look at what your strengths are. For Akwa Ibom's strength currently is what is called MICE in tourism: meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions. And also, there's differentiation in marketing. When you are marketing any product, you target your audience. And so your marketing is targeted at that audience. And so, if you ask me, this is not where I'm going to tell about the story of the hotel, what I inherited. But I can tell you for free that the world knows what we are doing. When I took over the hotel, there was no website. Today we have a website. You can book on your website. Today, our social media handles are probably the most potent in the hotel industry today. They are trying to poach my staff, and I think all of them are here, or the 4 of them. Every day I struggle to keep them. And so the world knows what we are doing. And let me also tell you, in the last 1 month, just last weekend, the entire executive council of Abia State was in Ibom Hotel. How did they come? The governor of the state used to be my colleague and boss in the banking sector, first at First Bank and later in Diamond Bank. And then the commissioner, one of the commissioners is my friend. He came to visit me, I think 3 weeks ago, and he fell in love with the hotel and said, look, oh boy, I did bring all my my colleagues. And last week, I'm sure you saw on social media, they were here. The week before, 101 businessmen from Lagos were in the hotel. Now, those ones came here, they were my friends, but of course they came because of what they heard. And so we're doing what we're doing. Unfortunately, everybody will not hear because our marketing is targeted. Now, in branding, in everything you do, you look at their target market. That's why you will not see a Prado, say a G-Wagon advert in, say, a slum in, say, Mushin in Lagos, because the guy in Mushin cannot afford it, so it won't be advertised there. But you see it in Ikoyi. That's why also, for instance, when I took over the hotel, the swimming pool, I think, was 1,000 Naira. You can't pay 1,000 Naira because governors come there, so you cannot pay 1,000 Naira. It means that all kinds of people will come. And when they come, they drive away my VIP customers who can afford to pay. That's why the cost of beer in my bar is different from what you get in my Tama, because we are setting a standard, it's a premium. And so we are marketing, we are targeting our market. Then you talked about the water park. It's not a water park, it's a river. That's the marina. That's from there to Cameroon is 1 hour. From there to Calabar is 45 minutes. And so what we did, immediately I took over, thanks to His Excellency the Governor, we secured the place. We have 2 gunboats attached to the hotel. We have Navy and Immigration at that point. His Excellency, you heard my colleague talk about water transportation. His Excellency the Governor of Akwa Ibom said has acquired 2 boats. The medium to long-term plan of those boats will be one to fly from Oron to Calabar by water. The second one we used in Waniba waterways to go to Calabar. So plans are in place, and that's why we also renovated the marina. If you remember, last December, His Excellency the Governor hosted the entire business community at that marina. So the marina is being effectively utilized. But thank you also for coming. I would like to meet you. Maybe I'll give you a complimentary lunch for coming to do business with us. Then the first question was, how do we track visitors' footprints in Akwa Ibom? That's a very important question. I had to take time. I was excited when you asked me. Unfortunately, I didn't have time. And I said, look, the objective is not simply to count the tourists. The goal is to build a tourism intelligence system that answers 5 critical questions. And what are those questions? Who is visiting? Where are they coming from? Where do they go within the state? How much do they spend? What impact do they create in the economy? And here, despite the fact that I don't have time, I've tried to answer those questions by pinpointing 8 AI or intelligence systems you can use. 1, mobile network data analysis. That's the most powerful of them. This approach will use several tourism, this is what is used by several tourism boards all over the world. They measure visitors' flow through mobile systems, location data. All our phones, most times once you turn on your location, even on social media, some social media apps, if you turn on your location, people will see where you are. So that is possible. And then, of course, with that, we can measure daily tourism arrivals. We can measure domestic and international visitors. Luckily, we're an international airport now. We can measure where they come from. We can measure the average length of stay. We can measure where they went to. We can measure how and where they moved to. Number 2, what is called geofencing. That's a bit more technical. And luckily today, His Excellency has appointed a gentleman who is doing very well in the Ministry of Science and Digital Economy. And I'm sure the previous administration has started the Aqua GIS. and the current government is continuing. So that is in process. Now, in no distant time, there will be geofencing, which is the next thing you can use. Now, you can also use what is called a smart tourism dashboard. Here, this integrates data from hotels, from airlines, from events, from attractions, from tourism and transport providers. Now, this will generate real-time intelligence. Now, the fourth one is airport analytics. Now, this is the easiest one to use because, hey, airport is easier to track, unlike the motor park. Here, you can track from facial recognition, from passenger flow analytics. You can see the pattern flow, how the airlines can plan. Now, there's also a hotel intelligence platform where every hotel can upload data. I know that the state government currently, because I'm privileged to be a member of the tourism board, we are working on a hotel intelligence platform. That will soon come to board. There's also the digital platform, Visitors app. You'd recall that some time ago, during my tenure as Commissioner for Culture and Tourism, we started discoverakwaibom.com. Luckily, because it's a succession that is ongoing, we have a website, discoverakwaibom.com. If you check, I'm sure it's still functioning. So that's another platform you can track people coming in. And then, of course, social media intelligence. Now, with AI, you can monitor who talks to you where, social media posts, Instagram posts, TikTok videos. You can actually analyze all of them and see where the footfall comes. Even from now, at the basic of them, with your Google Analytics, you can track some of these things. And then finally, of course, we can work with the banks using bank card spending. I used to work in a bank. Luckily, I worked in brand and marketing communications in banks. So with banking, from their spend pattern, you can track and analyze who goes where, how much he spent, where he spent, and what his pattern is. With these few words of mine, I believe I've answered those questions.
Please, let's encourage him once again. Please, when you want to give him complimentary lunch, let me be a witness, because I was the one that gave him an opportunity to ask the questions. Thank you very much. Please, let's encourage him once again. We invite our Professor Longe, to address some issues.
Thank you so much. I think there's a lady that asked a question on marketing, how to promote and things like that. Am I right? Okay. Marketing itself, though we are not marketers, and that's one of the areas where we engineers have not done well. I was into fish farming at home. The fishes were doing very well. It was like my house became a tourist center. People were looking at it. And at the end of the day, I was just spending money feeding. When it now came to sales, oh my goodness. And people said they want to buy for 200, 300 naira. See all the labor I've done. I sat down with one of my graduate students. We did the design, called the plumber, did the construction. Everything was in place. Stocked the place with about 700 fingerlings. And I was feeding. At a point, when it now started growing up to sell, they said 200-300 naira. For God's sake, 300, no. I don't go agree. Now, I was just at home thinking that they will come. Nothing came. Eventually, one time when they now came, somebody came and brought over 100 fishes and, But the point I'm making is that I didn't break even. At some point, I said, I'm not selling again. So I eat fish almost virtually every week. At some point, I was fortunate to sell some. In fact, one was for about 10,000 naira. To tell you how big, after 2 years. So we have a problem with marketing. We are not good at marketing. And that is where we are. But I'm wiser now. By the time I'm going back to the fishing, I know what to do. I've learned various other technical details and even the other ones that are not. When they were going through problems, I know what to do. But the point I'm making is that the marketing is very important to whatever we do. And marketing does not start on its own. If you are going to market, what you are going to market must be good. I'm talking about a well-packaged product. And the way packaged product doesn't come in a jiffy, you know. The quality of what you have is as good as the packaging. You may package a product very well, and the content is zero. So what you have is zero. So if you are selling any product, make sure that the quality of what you are selling is good. At the same time, the packaging must be excellent. So that when those two things are combined, then the other strategies in terms of sales, marketing can come in. One of the good things that has happened to us in Nigeria, like I said, is our cassava value chain have been developed. I used to consult with them at Honeywell Group in Lagos. And the manager told me, Prof, we have problem with peeling of cassava, and the government wants us to be using cassava to substitute flours. He said it's not possible. I said, well, so they will bring the flours there. So when they are coming for inspection, they will say, we are doing it too, but it's a lie. And the major problem was peeling, but the problem of peeling has been solved. Peeling can be done mechanically now without any problem. So the value addition, because if you are going to get a good product, a good quality product, it starts from your value addition. You know, if you pick gari, cassava for instance, you get gari, you get fufu, you get abacha, you get what again? You get jam flour, you get odorless fufu and others. The end product you are getting is very important. If that quality is good, one of the dangers that is running now around country, and one of the people making campaign is that many of the people are eating, they are soaked with IPO, to soften the tissue, and they are eating chemicals, and people are dying gradually. It's a talk for another day. Many of those products we get at the end of the day, in terms of the end product, is of bad quality. And when you sell a bad quality, no matter how good the packaging is, forget it. You never get anything to sell. So you start from your value, adding value to what you have, making sure that the quality of what you are producing is good. If it's good, then you package very well. I teach food packaging for a final year student. And I said, look, give them practical things to do. Let's do the packaging. Go and present. If you're going to sell this outside, how do you do it? How is it that our pomo cannot get it in the shopping mall in London or New York or Marine Park in South Africa? We like consuming pomo, is that not so? Answer now. We like pomo now. We will like pomo. But in the real sense, there's nothing to pomo. We just like the showing how we show it, you know. But the point is that pomo can be well packaged such that you go to a shopping mall and you pick it up there. But it depends on how do you produce it. Another danger that is it's been happening in the last several years is that where they are producing in Nasarawa and other things, by the time they kill a cow, they use tires in burning the skin. A large quantity or deposit of hydrocarbons has entered into it and doesn't get removed, and people are dying gradually. So we have to be careful on the quantity of pomo we consume. That's for another day. So, my sister, the thing is this: let's produce good quality products. Let's package them. We can get these two things done. The other marketing things is something we can usually get at doing. And if you make your sale and you don't allow middlemen to overrun you, because those middlemen make more money than the real farmers and the real producers, then you can get your things done. So we have to find a way of strategizing to ensure that marketing is one of the things we do, and doing it well. And it doesn't start with marketing, it starts with the production, good value addition, good quality products, well packaged products, then you can market. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof. Let's encourage him, please. I'm going to give our rapporteurs 1 minute, and because of time, each person will address a speaker. So let me start with our senior engineer professor. Please.
Thank you very much. I think we have to accord credit to the first presenter, that is Honorable Oman Essen, for a very well presented paper. His topic was traffic management and urban mobility optimization using AI, that is using artificial intelligence. This is a very nice topic in our contemporary period. He told us that traffic involves movement from one location to the other. And that is a fact. And so when you move from a place of comfort to a conference place such as this, obviously you may have to contend with some inconveniences. And so the question is, how do you contend those inconveniences? He goes ahead to tell us that some of the constraints may include traffic lights, which you have to obey, and unnecessary noise from other traffic operators, like Keke, and even some dilapidated vehicles. And so at the end of the day, we see that all this inconvenience increases due to urban growth. And so urban growth affects human comfort. So, in other words, traffic congestion is a function of the traditional system of traffic transportation management system, which is operational as of today. And so he goes ahead to inform us the way out. And one of the way out is by adapting to the dynamics of AI being explored in the traffic management system. One of which is traffic signals that adapt to real time without any disruption. Equally, he talked about his experience in UK, in which the roads are very narrow, but then there are no severe traffic problem because of the fact that they have adapted to new traffic management system that involves AI. So with AI, he says that traffic pattern adapt, or rather utilizes less hours and even less cost, and of course sustainability. So how does AI work? This is a very, very typical question. How does AI work? There are many ways. It says one of which is a network of sensors, analyze real data, and fit into algorithm processing vast amount of information. In other words, AI, before you can deploy AI to accomplish traffic management system, you must be conversant with the developing algorithm. You want me to round up? Okay. As 1 minute is all right, so at that point, it therefore means he has encouraged us to deploy the AI app. And then, of course, he says that for us to function, or rather for us to overcome this, it is the function or the duty of engineers in the system to interpret the whole work that AI is doing. Because in that case, therefore means, I mentioned that problem identification, pedestrian conflict, system design and integration, engineering makes AI work, safety and standard Engineering sets safety standard. Where there is AI, there is an engineer. So in summary, it means he has thrown it to engineers that we have to interpret the work of AI. And so we thank him so much for what he has presented.
Thank you very much. Please, apart from being a senior prof, he's also a fellow. So when you guys are coming up, don't spend the amount of time that he spends. Please, let me invite Engineer Professor Idoyin Maxon.
Thank you very, very much for giving me this opportunity to react, to review, to analyze, and perhaps comment on Professor Fulani Alonge's presentation. I want to begin with saying that his presentation is very important. The topic is highly relevant to contemporary global efforts aimed at addressing food security, poverty, and environmental degradation. He has told us that the topic appropriately highlights the roles of technology in transforming traditional agriculture into a more productive and sustainable sector. Professor Longe has given us some key elements in these topics. One is the physical infrastructure, digital sensing layers, connectivities, data analysis, automations, and control. Also talk about the logistics and market integration. Finally, as part of the key elements, he mentioned governance and services. He was able to give us some strength of this topic as to include that it enhances food security, food production, and of course, efficient resources utilization. That was very good presentation. But I want to add, however, we have had all this. I think we also need some further clarification may be required on the economic feasibility of implementing small agro infrastructure for small holders farmers. And also long-term sustainability and maintenance of smart agricultural system. Thank you, Prof.
Please, let's encourage him for not competing with Professor Isienodo. And when you call 1 minute, let me invite Engineer Dr. Nse Uyo.
Thank you very much, sir. You have given me 1 minute. I'll try as much as possible to make sure I don't use up to 2 minutes. The excellent presentation by Sir Charles Udo on enhancing tourism experience through AI and digital innovation was a very good one. I want to once again appreciate you, sir, for that excellent performance. He started by telling us that industries do not transform because technology arrives. They transform because people apply the new technologies. He gave us a narrative where two companies, one, Nokia, in 1992 produced handheld GSM phone, GSM phone of 2 gig. You know, now we are using the ones of 5 gig. And also Kodak invented the world's first digital camera in 1975. But one thing very significant about these two companies is that after some time they failed. Why did they fail? They failed because they refused to change with the new technologies that came on board. So if we want to continue to be in line with what we have in the future, AI must be part of us. He said tourism is no longer a destination, but it is now digital. He also made us to know that in Akwa Ibom, the foundation of tourism has already been laid. Even they didn't, by our governor, His Excellency Pastor Moino, PhD. And I believe with that it will be very easy for us to compete with other countries in the world. Then he said visitors, when they come to our hotels, they see beauty, but engineers see systems. Then I want to say finally that he said the future of tourism will not be built by tourism professionals alone. He said that it will be built by engineers. So I want to once again appreciate him for that and say that engineers will definitely not disappoint Nigeria. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Did he compete with Prof? No, he did not. Let's encourage him once again. Please, the students there have been with us from morning, and they have exhibition, and they will be honored to have Honorable Omanison, Sir Charles Udo, Professor Longe, the President and Chairman in Council, to visit that exhibition center. Because of that, please, let's try and be snappy. I would have closed now, but Engineer Dr. Okom is my former HOD, so I don't want to be queried back home. So let him just have 3 minutes, please, to say something. After which I'm going to invite the MC to close the section. Don't worry. Eh? No, they will invite them. We are going to invite them. No, don't summarize. Your item was not here, and these people are.
Thank you, my professor, the chairman, past chairman, fellows, professors, and all members here seated. Good evening. I'm here representing Architect Victor Okpan. He's the one that's supposed to make this presentation. And the topic is, please, can you flash the topic? Slides, please. Is unavoidably absent on assignment, critical assignment. So I'm just gonna run down the slides. The topic is industrialization, reimagine smart engineering solutions for Ibom Industrial Park project. You can rephrase it as redesign of Ibom Industrial Park. You could see that's the industrial park, the layout. Next slide, please. Introduction. We all know the original concept was born by Architect Victor Okpan, our former excellency. Next slide, please. And then that's the general planning. You could see the layout, total area of about 150 hectares, total plot, about 200. And next slide, please. That's just the whole architecture. You could, and then when you talk about industry, we all know what industry is all about. Industrial revolution, first, second, third, fourth. We are now talking about the fourth one, which has to do with what? The intelligent age, which is what? Artificial intelligence. And what are we talking about? Next slide, please. Artificial intelligence. L2. AI is rapidly transforming engineering, design, and production processes across the globe. But there's a little comma, which has to do with what? We don't see it as a negative, but it's increasing the productivity. It's a plus. And it's been available, applicable in all facets of industry, from aviation, maritime, space, petrochemical, etc. Next slide, please. So AI has come to stay. Now let's look at the industrialization, redesign of the industrial park, security aspect of it. Next slide, please. And you can see the physical patrol team. Go back. Next slide. Next. Just flip through. You see the smart CCTV that has to do with IP base, AI base, with good futures. And then this is like the guard towers for still enhancing the security aspect. Next slide. Police station. Next, please. Security. Gatehouse. This is just the arrangement to improve the security aspect of it. Next slide, please. Now look at the power system. At the initial concept, when you start the industry, you don't expect 100% occupant. So that's why the initial start probably 20 megawatts. And that has to do with hybrid. Hybrid, CNG, solar, hydro. That's water, steam, not hydro. Because here we don't have the river except down. And then you see the whole architecture, 33 up to 11. The 33 is to export it at full capacity. Next slide, please. And slide 2. Sorry, at 3 years, when you expect 90% or 70% occupant, we are now have to increase it to about 140 megawatts. This has to do with 3 gas turbine. That's a smart system design. In case one is failed, the other 2 will work. And in case the demand, especially at night, is low, you don't have to fire the 3 turbines. You just use one. Go. Next slide, please. And then this are the infrastructure we all know. Go next slide, next slide. This road, that one our fellow Dr. Womekban, fellow, knows about it. Next slide, please. Drainage system, we all know, still in his field. Next slide. This is central sewage system. You know, when we talk about central sewage system, in the AI system, smart engineering, we are looking at converting from waste to wealth. So with the AI can help in all those processes, automation of it. Please, next slide. Water treatment. Next slide. You could see the water recirculation system proposed. Next slide. And for fire protection system. Next, please. And of course, this is the fire alarm system. In the industrial park, we need to make sure the fire, this thing is under control. You can see all the systems, smoke detector, emergency breaker, and all of that. Please, next slide. And then the telecommunication aspect. When you talk about AI, you need telecom. You need broadband. When you talk about this telecom, you're looking at satellite, fiber optics, and terrestrial mobile communication, etc. And then AI, of course, has to do with data. So without telecom network, you can't do it successfully. Next slide, please. Next slide. This is more or less a summary of the facility of that will be built in the industrial park. Next, you can see the gate, admin building. Next slide, please. Next facility. Next, please. Just swap through, flip through because of time. Food court, warehouse. Of course, when we produce, from the industrialization, which is just you have to produce something, we need to store it in the warehouse. Those are the warehouses. Next, please. Fire station. Next, incubation hub. This is another interesting section because we don't have incubation hub in Akwa Ibom except one private one, and that is run by our engineer Hansen Johnson. Are you here? Please just stand up for a little. Just get up now. He runs some smart, how do you call it, please? Start Innovation Hub. So we are planning with this. With your support, we will go far. Because when you talk about incubation, industrialization, you need to incubate your ideas. Nurture it. Next slide, please. So this is like the summary of the facility, police station, emergency, waste management. Next, please. Conclusion. Let's just go through this conclusion a little bit. The industrial park stands as what? A strategic anchor for realizing His Excellency Pastor Moino PhD's vision. It is not only a critical component of the Arise agenda, but also a catalyst to transform Akwa Ibom State from predominantly civil service economy into industrial state. Through wealth creation, of course, what we have a lot of industries there, as proposed about 199. There will be job creation. Next slide, please. Given the significant potential for sustainable economic impact, it is strongly recommended that the Akwa Ibom State government should prioritize the development and full-scale implementation of industrial park. Doing so will not only fulfill core economic aspiration of His Excellency, but also lay the foundation for what? Prosperous and resilient future for the state. Next. Smart industrialization remains one of the most effective and sustainable pathway for Akwa Ibom State to drive long-term economic growth, reduction of what? Poverty, secure financial independence, of course, industrial activities and innovation, increase productivity, create jobs, etc. Next, please. And that's the end of the slides because of time. And the architect Victor said probably someday in future, he will have time to deal through this in detail and not to rush it. Thank you.
Please, let's encourage him once again. We've come to the end of our technical section, and you will agree with me that the three presenters, they gave us clear, four presenters, yes. The messages, they are very clear, right? Understood and directional. It's about engineering, NSC. And now, Chairman, sir, Professor Longe have challenged us. So they have also challenged us. Because when Saudo was presenting, it was like prophesying. So before you invite people next year, let's put mechanism and structure in place to see how we can actualize what is being presented today. And by that, others will be encouraged to assist us. Because if we put structure in place, we can tell them, okay, this NSC structure, partnering university. If we want to do research, we need money. And I'm sure they will find a way around to see how research can be encouraged to arrive at solutions that will make the different areas very efficient and successful. On this note, let me invite the MC to come and close the section. Thank you very much.
I think a professor deserves a very big round of applause. And of course, the rapporteurs there. Please put your hands together yet again for them. Thank you so very much for that very educating and thought-provoking session. And I don't have any doubt in my mind that by this time next year, we should be able to point to the things that we have been able to do after this session. So without much ado, I want to, at this point in time, remind us that we've got an exhibition downstairs. Engineers don't just talk. This has been more of a theoretical session where the practical is downstairs. So we want to show you what we have been able to do, what we have made our brains to sweat and come up with. And the students there also have an exhibition down. I think that's the high point of this particular engineering week, where the students will present something. It assures us that the future is safe, because if the students at this age can start coming up with ideas, putting them to work, then definitely engineering will not die in our time. And also the spouses have requested me to remind all of us that they also have their own exhibition downstairs. That while you're walking down, after finishing from the hall, you should ensure that you buy something home. And my commissioner, the spouses from Uyo said I should tell you that we have kept something for you. There's a stand there that you have to buy something before you go. And my commissioner from Moron Oman, they said there's crayfish and fish downstairs. You should not go past it. So at this point in time, I want to request the student from Government Technical College to come forward and tell us what we are going to see downstairs. Please put your hands together for her as she comes forward.
Good day, everyone. My name is Thompson Esther Samuel, and I'm a student of Federal Technical College, Uyo. We are presenting a hydro planter and a conduit wire downstairs. So I'm appealing to all the fellows, experts, and professors to come over downstairs to see what we used to do, what we do in school. Thank you very much.
Put your hands together for her. So she also added that the commissioners, the delivery officers, everybody here should come down and encourage them. So at this point in time, I want to invite the planning committee for a vote of thanks. So in the absence of the chairman, I will do so. On behalf of the planning committee, we want to thank everybody for your patience, for your support, and of course for your contributions in this session. This event wouldn't have been successful without you being here and your contributions. We say as you depart back to your homes, that God will take you safely there, and we are hoping that come Friday, we are going to officially commission this edifice on Friday by 11 o'clock. And we are expecting the president of Korean, the president of NSC, and of course the executive governor of Akwa Ibom State here out there to commission this place. Then later in the evening, we'll wine and dine at Flairmore Event Center. So you're all invited. Thank you so very much and have a pleasant day. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Please, let's go downstairs and let's encourage the young lads and, of course, see the innovations that the engineers have put through.
The mind of an
Thank
engineer.
you so very much.
Engineering is the silent force shaping human civilization. But today, the world is moving faster than ever, and traditional methods are no longer enough. It's time to upgrade the future. The Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch, proudly invites you to the 2026 Engineering Week with the theme Smart Engineering using Artificial Intelligence Tools. Happening from Saturday 13th to Friday 19th June 2026 at the NSE Secretariat, Samson Odoyong Avenue, Atana Fort, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Get ready for an action-packed week featuring a vibrant carnival float. On Saturday 13th June 2026, takeoff point, Dakada Secretariat, Udodoma Avenue, Uyo. Time 6:30 a.m. Novelty football match 4 p.m. Visitation to Leprosy Hospital with gift items by NSE Spouses Forum and Thanksgiving service at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Abundance Mega Parish, 51 Ndirekman Avenue, Uyo. On Sunday 14th June 2026, opening ceremony, conference and exhibition on Tuesday 16th June 2026. Time 11 a.m. Tech exhibitions, media ballet, industrial visits, climaxing on Friday June 19th with the landmark commissioning of our engineering complex. Time 11 a.m. and the grand dinner and award night at Flairmore Event Center, Ndirekman Avenue, Uyo. Time is 5 p.m. prompt, featuring special guest of honor, His Excellency Pastor Umoina, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, President and Chairman in Council, NSE. Guest of honor, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubai Abubakar, Korean President. Keynote speaker, Engineer Margaret Oguntala, FNSE, Immediate Past President, NSE. Host, Engineer Ezekiel, Chairman, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch. Engineer Francis Uwa, Chairman, Central Planning Committee. For all correspondence, call 0806-255-7074, 0813-065-9534. Engineering Week with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch. Smart minds, building a smarter future. Look around you. Every road that connects us, every structure that shelters us, and every technology that empowers us began as a spark in the mind of an engineer. Engineering is the silent force shaping human civilization. But today, the world is moving faster than ever, and traditional methods are no longer enough. It's time to upgrade the future. The Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch, proudly invites you to the 2026 Engineering Week with the theme Smart Engineering Using Artificial Intelligence Tools, happening from Saturday 13th to Friday 19th June 2026 at the NSE Secretariat, Samson Udoyong Avenue, Atana Fort, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Get ready for an action-packed week featuring a vibrant carnival float. On Saturday 13th June 2026, takeoff point, Dakada Secretariat, Udodoma Avenue, Uyo. Time 6:30 a.m. Novelty football match 4 p.m. Visitation to Leprosy Hospital with gift items by NSE Spouses Forum and Thanksgiving service at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Abundance Mega Parish, 51 Edirikman Avenue, Uyo. On Sunday 14th June 2026, opening ceremony, conference and exhibition on Tuesday 16th June 2026. Time 11 a.m. Tech exhibitions, media ballet, industrial visits, climaxing on Friday June 19th with the landmark commissioning of our engineering complex. Time 11 a.m. and the grand dinner and award night at Flemore Event Center, Edirikman Avenue, Uyo. Time is 5 p.m. prompt, featuring special guest of honor, His Excellency Pastor Umoina, Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, President and Chairman in Council, NSE. Guest of honor, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubai Abubakar, current President. Keynote speaker, Engineer Margaret Oguntala, FNSE, immediate past President, NSE. Host, Engineer Ezekiel, Chairman, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch. Engineer Francis Uwa, Chairman, Central Planning Committee. For all correspondence, call 0806 255 7074, 0813 065 9534. Engineering Week with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch. Smart minds building a smarter future. Look around you. Every road that connects us, every structure that shelters us, and every technology that empowers us began as a spark in the mind of an engineer. Engineering is the silent force shaping human civilization. But today, the world is moving faster than ever, and traditional methods are no longer enough. It's time to upgrade the future. The Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch, proudly invites you to the 2026 Engineering Week with the theme Smart Engineering Using Artificial Intelligence Tools, happening from Saturday 13th to Friday 19th June 2026 at the NSE Secretariat, Samson Udoyong Avenue, Atana Fort, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Get ready for an action-packed week featuring a vibrant carnival float. On Saturday 13th June 2026, takeoff point, Dakada Secretariat, Udodoma Avenue, Uyo. Time 6:30 a.m. Novelty football match 4 p.m. Visitation to Leprosy Hospital with gift items by NSE Spouses Forum and Thanksgiving service at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Abundance Mega Parish, 51 Edirikman Avenue, Uyo. On Sunday 14th June 2026, opening ceremony, conference and exhibition on Tuesday 16th June 2026. Time 11 a.m. Tech exhibitions, media ballet, industrial visits, climaxing on Friday June 19th with the landmark commissioning of our engineering complex. Time 11 a.m. and the grand dinner and award night at Flemore Event Center, Edirikman Avenue, Uyo. Time is 5 p.m. prompt, featuring special guest of honor, His Excellency Pastor Umoina, Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, President and Chairman in Council, NSE. Guest of honor, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubai Abubakar, current President. Keynote speaker, connects us. Every structure that shelters us connects us. Every structure that shelters us.
Component of it, which seeks to reduce the green time of a lane that does not have a traffic. So when the traffic in a lane is not there or zero, it will just jump that lane and go to the next lane. It also has the capacity to communicate with its own brand in another traffic point. If there is too much traffic at the other one,
it will now increase, like we heard in the hall, the green time, so that you'll be able to discharge that particular lane that have much traffic and reduce the green time for the one that does not have much traffic. So for purpose of exhibition, we have a prototype that was brought here. And this prototype seeks to detect defaulters. Imagine a situation where you beat traffic and you have a debit alert in your phone. That you have just beat traffic at Udodoma and your account has been debited with a picture sent to your WhatsApp channel. So with our AI and integrated devices, we are able to program it with a camera, an annunciator or an alarm system, and a way to track and monitor to the appropriate security agencies. For example, when this prototype should not pass, and I make any attempt to pass, it signals the other guy that has a green light that someone somewhere have beat traffic, so don't go. Because the moment one person beats traffic, it becomes a red flag to the other person that has green. So that's, this prototype shows us that wirelessly, we can be able to track traffic defaulters, while the integrated system with our PLC company, they have been supplying oxygen to hospitals. We also offer control panels and tailored design solutions to installations that are bigger than our local technicians in Akwa Ibom. For example, we have built panel for the 5-star hotel for the last 6 years that controls your washing machine, your dryer, and your ironing machine. We've also serviced so many other industrial establishments within the state. Today, we are so happy to identify with the Nigerian Society of Engineers to set up a training facility that will also help our local technicians to upgrade them to be able to service, fix, and repair smart equipment. Thank you, sir.
Please, the owner of the car, Honda, with the registration number YAB 817DA. Please come and repark. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this very short presentation. I think this really goes down well with me. It's part of the presentation that I came here. I didn't expect that I was going to see that we are already at 8. You know, it was part of the challenge I gave to the engineers that they have a responsibility to come up with a smart system for transportation. So I'm very glad to see what you're doing, and I think we'll go ahead to discuss further and see how we can promote what you're doing and make it more commercial for the use of commuters in Akwa Ibom State and in Nigeria. So thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. Thank you.
Very brief. Make it very brief.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. And on behalf of the University of Uyo, we came with 3 outstanding projects. From my right, we have the RLC load trainer. That's the resistive, inductive, and the capacitive load trainer. We have our control process trainer. And the far left, we have our house wiring trainer. So all these projects are actually helping us fill up gaps that most students cannot actually have access to in real life. Just like we have our RLC load trainer, this trainer helps students to understand how different loads tend to react under, different current and voltage conditions. Just like we know we have our resistive load, which is always having the current and the voltage in the same phase, and our inductive load, whereby the voltage is leading the current by 90 degrees, and our capacitive load, whereby the current is leading the voltage by a 90 degrees. So I will give to my colleague to handle the control process trainer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So this is our process control trainer. It's a SCADA system, meaning the supervisory control and data acquisition system. In this system, we can use this to automate water flow, either in the farm, in the agricultural sector, or in the industries. Take, for example, here on the supervisory board here, I can tell what should happen to this system to work. If I put on the system to start running, here I've commanded the system to fill this tank to a specific level. Here I have the set point 80% at the top
and 70% below. So this system will watch to ensure that the water level in this container doesn't exceed maximum 80% of the tank and doesn't go below 70% of the tank. So let's just watch on how it fills it to 80%. So while it is doing it there, everything is shown to you on the platform, on the body, on the supervisory control system. So it has filled to 80%, now it's reducing down to 70%. So it maintains that level continuously. So this idea can be brought into the agricultural sector to monitor water flow in the farm, in the irrigation and rest of it, just to enhance automation and control in the farming system. So this controls 4 different parameters. Shown here is just the level. We have the flow control. We have temperature control to control the temperature of water in a container, as well as pressure control of air in a cylinder. So all these 4 parameters are possible to be controlled here automatically and autonomously. Thank you, sir.
Yes, moving over to this other part. It's no longer news. It's no longer news. We have very smart undergraduates in the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. But then they have a problem. It's not just about the analytical principles that is solving mathematically the theoretical principles of electrical procedures. Now, that problem, this trainer, electrical wiring trainer, which is a house wiring trainer, bridges the gap between just the theoretical principles, the analytical frameworks, bridging the gap of how power comes from our distribution line down to the sub-circuits in our house. This is the routing, which this is the distribution line. From there, coming into the cutoff fuse, the circuit breaker, and then this is our energy meter. Here, this is not just showing us how to wire a house. We also enabled programming that shows us the wire size we should use for each element in our sub-circuits. And this is also an energy meter. It shows here the current of, I've already powered up. This is a simulating a 1-bedroom flat. So this is a bedroom, and in our bedroom we have fans, AC, sockets. So this is, I've already connected since you don't have time. This is our bulb in the room that has been powered. It shows the energy which is consumed by our bulb. This is a 99 watts. It shows the kilowatts per hour and the possible charge you are expecting. This is our distribution board, which shares to the remaining sub-circuits. This is our bedroom. This section here shows how we do series and parallel connections, a 2-way switch, which can be used in terms of, let's say, we have a staircase. This is our sit-out, the lounge. We have the AC here. We have the gas cooker here, and we have the dining. Thank you.
Yes. Well, good afternoon, all. First of all, let me appreciate this wonderful organization. Since morning we have been blessed throughout the program. So here we market stories. We sell stories that resonate, stories that you have an experience. Thank God our chairman, he visited us, know what you're talking about. And here, the story equally is something we tell others. Here, when you put your stone on the roof, you can see you are building here. We gave it a touch of stones. And it's durable. So once you put it in your home, it goes natural. That's what we are doing now these days. And they're all natural stones. If you watch this, if you put water here, this old one is absorb water. Here is what is water. It doesn't absorb water. It's water friendly. It doesn't absorb water. And we have many of them outside. Many of them outside. So what we are saying that this is for floor, for wall, and everything. And we probably have a bricks here as well. Those are things that are in vogue. Definitely, we have many of them. And I want to use the opportunity to, I don't know when my chairman have told you, the company wants to host this wonderful hub. Did you inform them, my chairman? So when we get there, you see things, they are all planted on the wall. They must stay there. Then you can now ask questions. And we probably have some, when you host, they know what it means. So that's just what we have in stock. Definitely, there are many of them outside. So these are the comes in. But another beautiful thing, it comes with a color choice. Color choice. It is customized. All we are doing here. That's the beauty of it. If you go around here, can you slide your distance? These are buildings that Can you slide it? Yeah. For floor, walls. So they come in different ways, different colors. Okay. So those are things we have them in stock. And we have, there are many there also out there. So those are things we do. Like I said, we go natural these days. So we will be happy to, we are in town. We just came from Port Harcourt. We need to serve you. Yeah, very stone. That you can touch them. Yeah. Those are things we do. Thank you very much. Do you have any question you can ask? You have this. Okay. Okay. Another person.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emmanuel Udom from Akwa Ibom State University. This is our project. Okay, this is our project. This drone seeks to monitor hazardous pollutants in marine environments because, as we all know, pollutants are prevalent. Pollutants are very much prevalent in marine environments, and with monitoring and reporting, we can seek to curtail the hazardous effects of pollutants. So most of the major pollutants in marine environments are SOx, nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxide, and CO2. So this drone seeks to monitor pollutants in marine environments in remote areas and report it in real time. So this is the air monitoring reports dashboard. The sensor we have here is CO2, and currently there is little CO2 in the air, so that's why it senses. The one up here is nitrogen oxide. So since there is no gas there, it is at zero. So this drone, due to this safety, we would have demonstrated, but because of safety reasons, we cannot. So we will not arm it here. So this is just our project.
Sir, I'm Blessed Adibi from AXU, and this is the AMKM, the Advanced Mosquito Killing Machine. As you can see, it's a small portable machine. We use it to kill mosquitoes. So, for it to kill the mosquitoes, it first has to attract the mosquitoes. So we have a humidifier here, we have a heating module inside, and we have thermal. Yes, we have the heating module inside, and we have a suction fan. So it works with thermodynamics. The air is sucked in with the humidity and the heat, and it tricks the mosquitoes to think that this is a human being. And mosquitoes are attracted to darker surfaces and humid places to a specific temperature, which we have tested and have gotten the results. And this is our machine. Thank you.
Good afternoon, sirs. My name is Basi Victor Francis from Akwa Ibom State Polytechnic. So we have a hybrid renewable power system here, and it works in two ways. We can charge it through solar panel, and we can also charge it through the wind turbine here. So if we have a wind in a particular direction, you mount it, or if there is A, it's going to rotate this blade, and from this it's going to charge the battery and generate electricity. Also to the solar panels here, it attracts the sun ray, charge the battery, and also generate electricity. So currently we have some voltage in the battery stored. So we have the wires, this just like a pole, that distributes this. So also we have a contactless measuring device. It has ultrasonic sensor, where it detects objects from a distance, use the ultrasonic sensor, send the information to the LED display, and it's going to display the distance. This an ultrasonic sensor. It sends the information to an object and send the information here. So from here to here, it displays the information. We have the distance and we have the inches. Yeah. Also, we have a walking-talking. All this was locally made by us. We have a walking-talking here, which we can use it. It's a manual walking-talking. Of course, when a walking-talking is an analog, it uses analog signal. So we can use this walking-talking for about 20 meters. So if, please sir, you can just press the toggle here. Just press and hold. Just press it and hold. Another person. Yeah, press and hold talk. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? No, press and hold. All right, so release it. How it works is that when the receiver wants to send an information, is going to press here, so that the person listening will hear what is saying, what the receiver is saying, and when the other person there is also saying something, is going to press it. So that's how it works. So also here we have air pressure. Yes. We also have an air pressure compressor system. Now we can use this to pump our tubes. So this was all locally made by us. It has a pressure gauge here where you can, pump a tube. So this compresses and brings out air from the coil to pump your tube. So this is our project, sir, and we hope to present more some other time. Thank you so much, sir.
Who is talking?
Good day, engineers. Good day, engineers. My name is Mbotsemede Tudom, and these are my fellow students. We're all students from Federal Technical College, the only girls' technical college in Nigeria. We are here to fabricate we are here to exhibit our project, Hydro Planter, which was fabricated by the engineering students on the electrical field. Hydro Planter is being used worldwide in such countries like Japan, China, Nigeria, India. They invest in man-skill power. Hydro Planter, being a dual project that does the work of seedling, planting, and irrigation of crops, helps the planter to get their work easily done, ease insecurity, and reduce stress. Around the hydro planter, we have the solar panel, which have the tendency or capacity of converting sunlight into electrical effects. We also have the battery, the seed cob, the sprinklers, the DC motor, which help in propelling movement. We have the tires and other parts of the hydro planter, which we also have other parts of the hydro planter, which also help good vegetation to grow.
We appreciate the Nigeria Society of Engineering in giving us this great opportunity to take part in the Engineering Week. I will not fail to appreciate the female engineers in our midst who held engineering from the beginning to the end.
We have made projects in the past, and most of them, after exhibition, they have been dumped in the workshop. Engineers here, most of engineers in this place, won't you like to invest in young? Won't you like to mentor young people like us so that we can become more future leaders, more better future leaders? God. In some countries like Japan and China, they raise young people to create things like this, to fabricate, design, phones, gadgets, and different things that we use in this place. Now, all I'm asking is that investing in our workshop is investing in workforce, the future workforce of our society, with modern equipment, proper facilities, and training opportunities. Students can become skilled entrepreneurs, innovators, and electricians that can contribute positively to society. We therefore ask for your partnership in upgrading our workshop facilities and supporting technical education. Thank you very much.
Who were in the farm would have loved to see your auto planter in action. But here we can't do that. But we really appreciate you for coming. I think you were the first set of people that came here. So thank you very much for coming. I think I'd like to crave the indulgence of our guests. Let's have a group photograph with you. This other project, what's that? Who is talking about that one?
Standing on the already existing protocol, my name is Okudri Onyechi. I'm here to present this. This is a conduit wiring connected in 4 points of light and controlled in different directions. Firstly, what is conduit wiring? Conduit wiring is a type of wiring in which insulated cables are drawn into a plastic tube.
Advantages of conduit wiring: 1, it minimizes fire risks, and 2, it gives mechanical protection to the cable. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Good evening, sir. My name is Abaseke Menjonakman. I hereby want to present this gift to Mr. Charles Udo. And I want to appreciate for everything you want. We need mentorship and partnership. So it's a socket. A socket. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So please, I'm pleading advice to my school for mentorship and partnership.
I think I'll talk to your teacher so I can send support.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So how do we start? Maybe something.
Who's okay, this way.
Friday, 19th June 2026 at the NSE Secretariat, Samson Udoyong Avenue, Atana Fort, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Get ready for an action-packed week featuring a vibrant carnival float. On Saturday, 13th June 2026, takeoff point, Dakada Secretariat, Udodoma Avenue, Uyo. Time, 6:30 a.m. Novelty football match, 4 p.m. Visitation to Leprosy Hospital with gift items by NSE Spouses Forum and Thanksgiving service at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Abundance Mega Parish, 51 Edekman Avenue, Uyo. On Sunday, 14th June 2026. Opening ceremony, conference and exhibition on Tuesday, 16th June 2026. Time, 11 a.m. Tech exhibitions, media ballet, industrial visits, climaxing on Friday, June 19th with the landmark commissioning of our engineering complex. Time, 11 a.m. And the grand dinner and award night at Flemore Event Center, Edekman Avenue, Uyo. Time is 5 p.m. prompt, featuring special guest of honor, His Excellency Pastor Umoina, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, President and Chairman in Council, NSE. Guest of honor, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubai Abubakar, current President. Keynote speaker, Engineer Margaret Oguntala, FNSE, Immediate Past President, NSE. Host, Engineer Ezekiel, Chairman, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo Branch. Engineer Francis Uwa, Chairman, Central Planning Committee. For all correspondence, call 0806-255-7074, 0813-065-9534. Engineering Week with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo Branch. Smart minds building a smarter future.
Services. These are premium products that we sew ourselves. So we sew organizations for companies. And the good thing about it is that we're located here in Uyo. So for organizations, companies, or private individuals that need uniform or industrial clothing or PPEs, we are always available to provide for such companies. Our quality of our work, we have good joggers and other.
Engineer Margaret Oguntala, FNSE, immediate past president, NSE, host.
J-Wagon pull over your gate, window wind down. You're talk tough now, but watch rock up.
Mr. Ma bring it down, Mr. Ma bring it down.
Land this place, get
Mr. Ma bring it down.
Minds building a smarter future. Look around you. Every road that connects us, every structure that shelters us, and every technology that empowers us began as a spark in the mind of an engineer. Engineering is the silent force shaping human civilization. But today, the world is moving faster than ever, and traditional methods are no longer enough. It's time to upgrade the future. The Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch, proudly invites you to the 2026 Engineering Week with the theme Smart Engineering Using Artificial Intelligence Tools. Happening from Saturday 13th to Friday 19th June 2026 at the NSE Secretariat, Samson Udoidiong Avenue, Atana Fort, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Get ready for an action-packed week featuring a vibrant carnival float. On Saturday 13th June 2026, takeoff point, Dakada Secretariat, Udodoma Avenue, Uyo. Time 6:30 a.m. Novelty football match 4 p.m. Visitation to Leprosy Hospital with gift items by NSE Spouses Forum and Thanksgiving service at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Abundance Mega Parish, 51 Edilecman Avenue, Uyo. On Sunday 14th June 2026, opening ceremony, conference and exhibition on Tuesday 16th June 2026. Time 11 a.m. Tech exhibitions, media ballet, industrial visits, climaxing on Friday, June 19th with the landmark commissioning of our engineering complex. Time 11 a.m. and the grand dinner and award night at Flemore Event Center, Edilecman Avenue, Uyo. Time is 5 p.m. prompt, featuring special guest of honor, His Excellency Pastor Umoina, Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Chairman of the occasion, Engineer Ali Masuya Rabiu, President and Chairman in Council, NSE. Guest of honor, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubai Abubakar, Quran President. Keynote speaker, Engineer Margaret Oguntala, FNSE, immediate past president, NSE. Host, Engineer Ezekiel, Chairman, Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch. Engineer Francis Uwa, Chairman, Central Planning Committee. For all correspondence, call 0806-255-7074, 0813-065-9534. Engineering Week with the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch. Smart minds building a smarter future. Look around you. Every road that connects us, every structure that shelters us, and every technology that empowers us began as a spark in the mind of an engineer. Engineering is the silent force shaping human civilization. But today, the world is moving faster than ever, and traditional methods are no longer enough. It's time to upgrade the future. The Nigerian Society of Engineers, Uyo branch, proudly invites you to the 2026 Engineering Week with the theme Smart Engineering Using Artificial Intelligence Tools. Happening from Saturday 13th to Friday 19th June 2026 at the NSE Secretariat, Samson Udoidiong Avenue, Atana Fort, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Get ready for an action-packed week featuring a vibrant carnival float. On Saturday 13th June 2026, takeoff point, Dakada Secretariat, Udodoma Avenue, Uyo. Time 6:30 a.m. Novelty football match 4 p.m. Visitation to Leprosy Hospital with gift items by NSE Spouses Forum and Thanksgiving service at the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Abundance Mega Parish, 51 Edilecman Avenue, Uyo. On Sunday 14th June 2026, opening ceremony, conference and exhibition on Tuesday 16th June 2026. Time 11 a.m. Tech exhibitions, media